All right, all right, we're here. We're here. We were kind of like delaying the stream a little bit because we're waiting on Gabby. She's running back across campus or whatever she's doing, trying to get here. Um, so she said around 7:20. So we just kind of were like, we'll just push the stream like 10 minutes, but hang out and talk. So that's why we're a little delayed today. But I was like, hang on, I want to unmute because I wanted to thank Blue for gifting all those subs. That was what? That was 20 gifted subs. Thank you, Blue. Very kind. I think that's most of the people in the community that you just gifted a sub to. So thank you very much. Very kind of you, Blue, as always. I always appreciate it. We've got a hype train going. The stream hasn't even started. Anyways, we were kind of just yapping about random stuff. That's why we were muted. But welcome. This is Gaunt's Gold. It will be very, very shortly. But we're just hanging out until one of our players gets here.
Can you hear me?
Gabby!
Yeah, speaking of.
Hello. Currently sprinting across campus, but
Hey, see, chat. That's what I said she was doing.
Yep, you're right. Sprinting across campus.
He's a mind reader.
Divination mage.
Divination mage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's all right, Gabby. You can take your time. You don't need to. You don't need to do a marathon to get to the stream.
Okay.
We're just hanging out.
if you need to recap, I'm listening.
Yeah, we'll do all the recap and everything. Don't worry. Don't.
Sprint faster, Gabby. Gabby, you're too slow. You're not fast enough. Gabby, I can see you right now. You're not running fast.
Excuse me? Where the fuck are you?
I'm opening Life 360 right now.
No!
See how fast
Dude, you said that as I walked by a building with like a shit ton of windows, and I looked in and I was like, fuck, is she here?
I showed up on your camp. Just to be like, Gabby, where are you?
Alright, anyways, Gabby, take your time. We're all good here. We're just hanging out and chatting, and you get here when you get here. So, chat, how have you been? How's everybody been? Hope that everybody's been doing good as we had our little brief couple weeks off because we had some schedule conflicts, but it's all good now. We're back. We're here. We're ready. Anybody who's ever tried to plan a D&D thing knows that's just how it goes. Life just has a way of getting in the way.
Yes, that is true.
But we're always just kind of like a yes until it's a no, you know? So if you're ever wondering about the schedule, that's the schedule. Schedule is a yes until somebody cancels. Blue Finn is gifted DM inspiration. Thank you very much, Blue. With the attached message, chicken jockey. So
Chicken jockey. Intense steel.
I like the image of Gabby
The
out of breath sprinting across campus, but making sure to unmute so that she can say chicken jockey.
I had to get it in, you know.
So somewhere out there's somebody else who's just like, they just like got out of their like advanced math class and they're like exhausted for the night and they're headed home. They're like, oh man, I'm so glad that class is over. And some girl just sprints past him going, chicken jockey.
I probably made their day better. Yeah, they're not so sad now.
I genuinely don't know what hype trains are, so we're just sort of experiencing this right now. We got a cheers to that emote. It looks like this. There you go, chat. Cheers to that. Choo choo.
Yeah. Choo-choo.
There's your emotes. Anyways, we can begin a slow recap if we want, and
Yes, please.
by then I'm sure Gabby will be here and ready to go. So, for those of you who have not seen Gaunt's Gold before, let's do a little recap. Our party of thieves with hearts of gold, I would say. They have escaped from a prison transport. The four of them were being sent to jail for various purposes, various reasons, and along the way on the caravan, they managed to escape using the distraction of a mole people, the Crete, their raid upon the guards. They used that as a distraction to escape, and so they managed to avoid prison and escaped alongside another prisoner who was a elven girl wearing a maid's uniform, who offered them a little opportunity, as they needed a place to lie low, as they knew that of course there'd be plenty of guards looking for them in that area. They needed to leave that area and find somewhere to lay low. So they've accompanied Camille to the city of Marin Hall in order to use her safe house above a local tavern. And upon arriving, Camille presented them with another opportunity, as she was looking for people to help with a plan she was trying to put into motion, a heist. You see, Camille wanted to rob Lady Gwendolyn Gaunt, a rather shady noblewoman who, at the current time, lives in Marin Hall at her summer home, and has a very large amount of her gold located in the most secure bank in the realm, Evermore Banking and Holding. And so they put into motion, each of them having their own motive for wanting to take part in the heist. They put into motion a plan, with Camille sort of acting as the one with the plan in comparison to the others. And so they began a few steps into the plan, which was first they needed to scout and scope out the bank itself, as well as potential employees of the bank, potential hazards that might arise, and obstacles to the heist itself. But they also got the lay of the land of the city and explored, and looked out for any potential allies who might be able to assist in the heist if they were to loop them in. And so after doing their scouting phase and learning of all the obstacles that lay before them in infiltrating Evermore, they came to the conclusion that the easiest way to get down into the more secure vaults was through the gold pits, a section of the bank that sort of congregates all of the gold pieces that are being stored there by the various bank accounts. And the way that they determined to get down there was by blowing a hole in an unsecured floor that was currently under construction in one of the upper vaults, one of the less secure vaults, for the lower paying patron. But of course, to blow a hole in a floor of even a low security vault, they would need a rather significant explosive, and so that is what they dedicated a lot of their time recently towards the goal of, which was locating some various components, some easy to find, some difficult. But the two that turned out to be the more difficult elements were a cinder stone for detonating the device at a distance so that they don't have to stand right on top of it, as well as a small amount of rune powder to act as the actual explosive itself. And so on the last session, the party broke into, well, I say broke into, but managed to arrange under false pretenses a meeting at the Alchemisium with renowned alchemist Phaedra Aventus. And during that meeting, they managed to put her to sleep and very quickly break a incredibly complex password for her enchanted key, gain access to her locked cupboards, and steal a small amount of the rune powder. And so, after absconding with the rune powder and making their way back out into the streets, they had to decide how to dedicate their time next, as they had quite a few errands to attend to, but they needed an order to do them in. And they decided that they were going to investigate a lead that they'd picked up early on in their scouting phase, but had not yet managed to make any progress with. And that was the case of the blackmail of the church, the local church, as the local church had been seeing some monetary issues after a storm and a fire had destroyed parts of the church and they needed to rebuild. But they received a rather lofty donation from one of the people they were treating in their own sick bay, in their own infirmary. But they later learned that money was acquired by less than the average savory purposes, affiliated with piracy, and thus someone had been blackmailing the church, threatening to reveal that they had been funded by pirates in order to get recurring payments along the way. And so the church asked for assistance in figuring out who was blackmailing them so that they could put a stop to it. But the actual threads to go on were rather limited. And so the party decided to investigate the seedier side of the city. And were on their way to a pirate ship that was moored down in the dock district that had been turned into a tavern after it was sort of permanently moored in the bay. That tavern, the Knife's Edge, is known to be a house of all sorts of folk of ill repute. And so that was where they turned their attention next. Not only that, but was also the workplace of the sister of the priestess who worked at the who was at the church, if you recall. that was for the players. Do you guys remember that was what you were doing?
We remember.
Okay. It's been a few weeks. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we remember. We totally remember. Right, guys? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What's the name of the bartender of the Nice Edge?
Gosh dang it.
Wait, poetry's not the oh, it's the dude bartender. Poetry works there. I know that. So
Yeah.
take that. Got you.
No, it's fine. I was just picking something very niche to catch you on. That's all. I think you guys talked to him like once.
Yeah, literally, I think to order a drink, probably.
Yep. But anyways, that's where we left off. I think you guys talked to that goblin a little bit, and he displayed his potion of perfect polymorph, which you guys considered buying, but were a little strapped for cash. And so you decided to come back later. You put a hold on it, and he promised to keep it there for you upon your return.
Didn't I turn into a chicken?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thought I
Because
remembered that.
it was a partial.
It was a
potion,
bullet. Yeah, partial pushing. Yeah.
It was just a taste test.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken. Thank you, Liv.
Jockey.
That was my next step. That's where I was going with that. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes, it was.
Anyways, did I miss anything? Is there anything I should add? Any other stuff to recap?
I think so.
I didn't really get into the whole demonic contract thing. I figured that would come up later anyway. I didn't really
Yeah, well, we
recap
got
that
a
thing.
lot of side quests. We got a lot of side quests.
There was a lot of stuff going on. Kegox ate some raw crabs.
Yeah, and also is having problems, but you're choosing to be very cryptic about that, so it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm not cryptic. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, likely story.
It's fine. Yeah, I didn't recap every side quest because we would be here for 90% of the stream. So, shall we just get back into it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's head back over here. Boo boo. What was that noise?
I don't know.
Somebody plugged in their phone.
What?
They added a new feature to Jump Gate that I shan't be using.
What does it do?
It's actually cool. I just don't have any use for it. And
Oh, that's
in
the
immediate
foreground layer stuff, right?
future. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
it is actually cool, but we don't have any real purpose for it on maps that are already made.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair.
All right. Let's ease back into it. So, the four of you, after you depart from the narrow little alley with the seedy goblin merchant lurking at the end of it, as you make your way back out into the streets of the wash, you set your sights back towards the tavern, which is of course just a little ways along the road, forever moored in Marin Bay. Is that where you're headed next, or have you decided to go somewhere else? You tell me.
That's where I'm headed. What about y'all?
Yes. That's where we'll be. I'll be headed to.
Hell yeah.
The whole squad.
Whole squad. Me and my gang pull up.
All right, sounds like a plan. All right, so the four of you meander your way down the path, and as you travel, you can see that little bridge that's sort of been built into the side of the Nice Edge, the old ship, just kind of gently creaking along with the waves. But in addition to that, you can see the rather hefty-looking fellow who acts as a bouncer. You met him on your first trip down here, and almost got into a fight with him, but narrowly avoided it. And you can see that he is clearly the regular bouncer on duty, as he has not budged from his position.
I think I can take him.
Oh no.
Hey, Gox, I
No.
don't think we need to start today off with a fight. That doesn't sound like a good idea. Listen, we got past him once. I think we can do it again just as easily.
You understand,
said,
right?
she said
K-Dog?
that, but does not make a point to move further.
Yeah, if you recall, last time it was not a fight to get into the tavern. He wasn't trying to keep you out of the tavern.
Yeah.
It was a
It's a
fight
debt
over
issue.
somebody else's debt, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we resolved, so it's fine now. Anthena thinks unassuredly. It's totally fine. Everything's fine.
Alright, you very, very slowly meander your way down the street.
I'll
growing
move
ever
faster for you.
closer. It takes you 40 minutes to walk down the street.
It's just so good. We're admiring the scenery. Come on.
Well, I guess I can't fault you for that.
Teresa will be moral support by hiding right behind you.
Thank you so much.
Sarisa is the best support from behind everyone.
From behind.
That's right.
So Anthony,
think-
you... Go ahead.
No, I approach him.
Yeah, you walk up to the large trollish bouncer, and he kind of only really notices you once you get close, because he doesn't necessarily look at everybody who's just walking down the street. But once he kind of sees your trajectories headed towards the bar, he kind of eyes you all up. You see, kind of like a couple seconds of pause, and then the moment of realization, and he goes, "I'll remember you."
Well, I would hope that you would.
You ain't come around here causing trouble again, are you?
Of course not. Look at us. Would we ever cause trouble? No, never.
He kind of cocks his head to the left and to
Oh.
the right, and kind of you hear him grumble a little bit in the depths of his throat. Just here to visit the bar, then?
Yes. Perfectly innocent and not trouble in a not trouble causing way.
Kind of squints a little bit. You see his eyes kind of dart between all four of you, but you did successfully talk him down last time, and he doesn't really have any reason to be keeping you out. So he kind of grumbles to himself, like if it was up to him, he'd keep you out, but you're patrons of the bar, so he just kind of goes, "All right, move along then."
Thank you. Anthena walks in a very completely innocent and not trouble causing way.
Yeah, as you kind of walk past him, you hear him grumble, "Don't cause any trouble."
We wouldn't dream of it. I'm looking. Kegox is gonna cause trouble. God damn it.
Who just
I already
got
know
sling-
it.
I think Sarisa got slingshotted there.
Oh no. Oh.
There she is.
I.
Oh, do you guys still see her? Is there two now?
I
Yeah,
can see both of them.
it's two
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, I see both Cerisas.
Well, we're moving to the next map anyway.
Twinkies.
I needed to
Doesn't matter.
copy you guys, so I had to drag a second one in there. But on my screen, she got slingshotted.
Oh no. No, Sarisa, come back.
As we get guided into the bar, I keep my eyes on the troll guy and slowly walk backwards with everybody else.
If
And
you
then-
had like fingers, you would do the like I'm watching you thing.
Well, I do have fingers. I have fingers and a trunk, so I use my trunk to do like the eye thing, like I'm looking at you and I point at him with my trunk, and then I go in.
I guess Kikox does have fingers. I don't know why
He
I pictured
does.
him with like elephant hands. You know?
He has elephant feet. He has elephant feet.
Yeah.
Elephant
He's
feet,
not
but human
hold
hands.
weapons very
Okay.
well.
It's like
Elephant
the Matanga
hands.
from FF14. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
If he had hands, wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's only like a bust. You know. Also, okay. Before we go in, Anthena
Okay, you're all
takes
still outside.
out. Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
We're all still outside. She like pauses for a second, and then now listen. We're not going to question the semantics of this because I know she has a dress that has a shit ton of pockets, but she does also have her satchel on her, and she takes out the pirate hat. And she doesn't put it on or anything. She just kind of holds it in front of her, and we'll be carrying it around as we investigate. That's all.
Very well.
Now we can enter.
Alright. Yeah, you enter one by one. It's kind of a narrow door. And make your way into the Knife's Edge. You can see a couple of the regulars are kind of hanging about, as well as the usual employees. The bartender working hard behind the counter, as well as the insides bouncer, the muscle inside, who you now recognize as Poetry. What do you do? You do notice that Poetry kind of clocks you guys as soon as you walk in, as she would anybody who enters the bar. She kind of does like a little inventory, seeing kind of what you're holding, weapons you've got strapped to you, that kind of thing.
Does she seem concerned?
No more
Any
so
roll?
than the average bouncer is, who's just keeping an eye on the patrons.
Okay.
She is security at a pirate tavern, so she's used to trouble.
Makes sense. I give her a curtsy.
We won't be doing that arm wrestling bit, so.
Not again.
Yeah, actually, Sarisa, when you lock eyes with her, there's a little bit of a squint of like, don't try it. To her eyes.
He's like, she gives like a little nod and just sits down.
She gives you like a tiny nod of understanding back of like, okay, as long as you're not here to do that.
Teresa would like to
Classic
lean
scam.
close to Anthene and say, "Okay, so we're not gonna be able to make any money this time while we're here. Just wanna
No.
let you know."
Not even like a little bit. What if we just did like a
No.
little scant? No. Okay.
No, not this time. No.
All right. Okay, that's fine. But I don't know how long we'll be able to stay here because I don't have any type of gold to buy any sort of beverage or food. So you know they might not let us stay at this table.
Oh, that's a good point. I have
Yes, I'm also
exactly one gold.
Oh,
Yep.
great. Yes, that's a third of a gold piece between the three of us. So I think we could each buy a glass with a bit of water in it, and then that's it. I
You
think they
don't
would
give
let
it
us
out
stay.
for free?
Drink.
Clean water? I mean,
Hey guys, what's Kgox doing?
I've
everybody whips their
stopped
heads
asking that
over.
question.
Kgox, you on the other hand make your way to the bar, and kind of as you approach the bar, you see the tavern keep over there. He kind of like clocks you for a sec, and then kind of finishes the conversation he's having politely, and makes his way over to you. Goes, "What's your poison, mate?"
And Kgox points to the 2 gold coins he's put on the bar, and then he points to himself, and then points to Sarisa, Anthena, and Leah. Drink.
All right, drinks all round, but any particular craving today?
Whatever this will get. And he pushes the 2 coins closer.
Well, all right. He swipes the coins off the counter and kind of rolls them across his knuckles, and then quickly stashes them away in a pouch at his hip. Bottle will be around the table any minute now. You can have a seat.
I nod and then I go back to sit with everybody. If I find a chair that'll hold
Yeah,
me.
can we pull up a chair?
Yeah, of course.
You can just sit on the
alright, well,
table.
Yeah, you can grab a stool from
No,
the bar.
if,
You can grab
if, he,
another.
if he sits on, yeah, I take the stool that I was standing next to and I drag it over.
Making scuff marks in the floor.
I heard you mention drinks. I have gotten drinks.
Oh, thank you, Kegox.
Oh,
Okay, everyone. I think we need maybe a bit of a plan of action. I'm not actually quite sure what we should do, but I imagine we'll just kind of ask around, see if there's any anybody knows anything about some sort of blackmail.
maybe just ask about any rumors people have heard about the church. Maybe we don't want to mention the blackmail right away.
You're right. Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
That, or I mean, we could just ask a certain somebody. Teresa kind of glances at poetry.
As you're talking, you see Nick the Knife approach, and he's got 2 rather large bottles and just like a little tower of glasses. And he slides the glasses and rather deftly just distributes one to each of you, and then places both bottles down and goes, courtesy of your friend here, we've got some Dwarven Amber Ale, a little bit lighter, and then for those who want the heavy stuff, our best bottle of Rock Gut.
And I nod at him again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before you go, do you mind if we ask you a quick question?
All right, go ahead. It's a little bit of a slow morning, so go on.
So I'm sure that, you know, as the patron of this establishment, you probably hear all kinds of crazy gossip and rumors among the, you know, frequenters.
From
Yes?
time to time, but in our business, you know, dead men tell no tales.
Right, yeah, of course. So we're actually trying to figure out a bit of an issue, just with some associates of ours.
Well-
Have you heard any?
Why don't you tell me what you're looking for, and I'll see if I can help.
Right. Yes. So, do you know St. Hawthorne's Abbey? Yes.
Of course.
Have you heard anything in regards to them, savory or unsavory?
Oh, there was a fire there around. Well, I don't know how long ago it was, but it was a while back.
Yes. Anything in relation to the recovery efforts from that, or
Well, I think they rebuilt.
yes, they did. That's true. Athena kind of looks at everybody, gives a little helpless face, and is just like, so nothing comes to mind. Maybe people mentioning it in conversation. You know, anyone that might bear them any sort of ill will.
You get all sorts of unsavory folk around a bar like this. They're not exactly churchgoers, most of them.
Oh, but did any of them talk about it, despite being not avid churchgoers?
Well, you'd be surprised the amount of oaths against the church we hear around here, but nothing that raises any eyebrows.
Hey, just thought I'd ask. Thank you.
Happy
And
to
she
help.
kind of she takes the hat that's kind of been in her lap and she just kind of puts it on the table, pats it a little bit, and then just waves by.
If you lot need anything, I'm just over there.
Okay, so that was a fail. In these sort of situations, you would bribe
Sarisa-
people to give you.
Seriously, you're the only one with an angle on this. Can you give me an insight just while that conversation was going on? I didn't want to interrupt it.
Okay. Insight.
Mhm.
There it is.
And you can guidance this.
Yay. Where is it? So. Yeah. Okay. It's 15.
With a 15, you notice, though you aren't really able to like read why or like what exactly the reaction is, you notice that Poetry's eyes narrow as she's listening in on that conversation that just occurred.
Oh, these
little
damn
sweaty.
sisters. Oh.
Tracy gets a little nervous and a little sweaty. Like, she doesn't look happy. And Cereza holds up her hand in a little message.
As in, okay, yeah. Raising
Do you
her
have something
hand.
to say to the class?
Anthena had put her head on the table slightly and is thinking, but gets a sixth sense and will send you a message.
I noticed something during that conversation. A certain somebody didn't look too particularly happy.
Who was it?
Oh, we're messaging. The poetry.
Oh.
I saw the message
that would
and
seem like
forgot.
Also, just
Like-
for everybody's sake, including chat, it would just take more steps to message all the information to everybody, and I'm not going to make you repeat the information, so you can just treat message when you're sitting here together as if it's a four-way call.
Booyah.
Because all it would do is just require annoying mechanical stuff to tell everybody all this information, and I'm not going to make you repeat all that, so just treat it like it's a four-way call.
It's a Skype call, guys. Don't worry.
Guys, my connection is bad. Can you hear me?
Kegok panics. Ah!
I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to maybe talk to poetry. I don't know the whole history between the sisters, but you know, maybe she could help out.
Anthena
Or
will.
kick us out.
Well, that too. Yeah. Anthena will close the message and kind of whip around to look at poetry and try to make eye contact. But even if I fail, just message poetry.
Yeah, she's already staring at you guys, so it's really easy to make eye contact with her.
Beautiful. As I'm looking at her, I'm smiling, but I'm messaging her. My friend here tells me you had a bit of an adverse reaction to that conversation. Why?
You get kind of like a little bit of a pause before she says, back through the message, "Why are you lot poking around the church?"
Personal reasons. We're just trying to help them get out of a situation they're in.
You kind of get another sort of like narrowing of the eyes. She kind of is trying to size you up a little bit, Anthena. And then after another delay,
I stand up.
okay. After another delay, she responds, "I have a personal stake in the church too, you know."
You have a sister there, right?
You just get a nod.
So, I know you don't want anything bad to happen to her or her home. Same as us. We just want to make sure that it. You see, there's somebody who's leveraging some information against them, and we're trying to figure out who and find a way to stop it so that, nothing happens.
She kind of like, you see her eyes kind of dart around the tavern a little bit. You can insight check her too if you want, Anthena.
I do. 23.
Okay, you notice as your eyes are darting around the tavern, she actually quickly glances behind her too, at the trap door, and then kind of looks back towards you before she responds. Look, I've got a break in 20 minutes. Let's talk then.
Certainly. Where would you like us to meet you?
Anywhere but here.
Alright, we'll be outside then. And I will cut the message and turn back to my friends. Still standing, I guess, and try to play it off. And I will four-way call message everybody that we're gonna meet her outside in 20 minutes.
So Anthea just stands up, turns around, stares at poetry for about a minute, and then sits back down.
Really smooth!
According to everybody else in the bar.
Guys, this is what an 18 charisma gets you.
True. Is anybody questioning it? That's the thing.
Anthena will try to make you pour her a drink of the hard stuff, by the way. Up to you whether you do it.
Oh, if that is what she is reaching for, then that is what she is getting. Yes. Yes. This smells like it would take a walrus out. Just straight out.
Straight out.
And I pour Anthena some of the rot gut, and then I pour myself some rot gut. And then
Quite the name.
The basic stuff for Sarisa and Leah.
Hey,
Yeah.
how come Athena gets the hard stuff?
Do you? It's like Kegok's like he's instantly invested, and he leans in to Sarisa. Are you sure that is what you want? I don't think you can handle it.
Ah,
And then he waggles his eyebrows.
you take that back. Give me some of the hard stuff.
Okay, can I make a sleight of hand check to give Sarisa the light stuff?
I mean, that would be relatively hard to do. If you can describe for me how you would manage that, then we can make it reasonable. But
Okay,
I'm gonna have to know
I'm-
how you would even attempt that, because there's two different bottles sitting on the thing. She's sitting right next to you.
Yes.
So how
but
would
I
you-
can
how would
use
you
I can use my
make that
trunk.
work?
I can use my trunk to manipulate small objects, which would either be a bottle or a glass, I would assume.
Mhm.
And I'm leaning in to Sarisa with one hand, like gesticulating with one hand, while I use my other hand to hold the bottle and or the glass out of sight of Sarisa. So I'm like body blocking with the rest of me while my trunk does the work.
Can I
Is
help
basically what I'm
him
doing.
with this?
I
Can I
guess
help?
if you want to, like, mage hand, I guess you could.
No,
You're-
I'm gonna look at Sarisa and go, Sarisa, there's something
distraction.
behind you.
Then yeah, you can go ahead.
What's this?
Okay.
Sarisa, look over
I mean,
there.
I'm
There's
gonna
something-
let
something
Sarisa
over there.
contest this, but
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Sarisa,
19.
Sarisa, would you be distracted by such a thing?
No.
No, you. I don't know. I don't know if we're fighting the victory. I feel like Sarisa might be the kind of person who would be afraid of something behind her.
Actually, yeah. There's my glance over her shoulder a little bit.
All right, we'll let you contest that sleight of hand, but you'll have disadvantage on it.
All right, understandable. How do I do disadvantage again?
Just roll twice and we take the lower number.
Okay, can I use guidance on both of them? How's that?
We can just use guidance once, and then it'll just go to whichever one you're actually using.
Okay.
Well, if it's disadvantage, you're gonna guidance your lower roll.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I rolling?
So you would just roll perception.
Perception.
That 19's pretty high.
That is pretty high.
Yes, can have a tough time beating this, but you never know. All
Right,
right.
and then
First one was a 19.
Ooh. Ooh.
15, and then guidance.
And then guidance it. So
Ooh.
good in theory.
I'm bad at math. Did I do it?
I mean, both of your rolls there were then 19s, yeah. So that was that was disadvantage, and you got double 19s. And I mean, if it's even, typically meets beats, but since it's two of you guys who are actual players, I think we can actually find a happy medium here, because I feel like you, Kegok, successfully pour the opposite liquid into the glass, but Cerisa's still picking it up. So she would be able to tell that it's not quite as strong as she thought it would be.
Well, let me ask this. How much does Cerisa drink? How avid of a drinker is she? Because Kegox drinks a lot. Would she know the difference between the two?
That's a good question. I was actually
Other than the bottle. But she doesn't know what the stronger of the two is from what we had sitting on the table.
I would like to imagine that when she does go drinking, a certain somebody stops her from ever getting the strong stuff, so she would never know. Maybe.
Well, then, in theory, this could smell like the regular stuff,
Oh.
right? Like if this is what you're used to getting, and you were imagining something stronger, then that might raise an alarm bell in your head. But it's up to you, since you guys rolled the same number. It's up to you guys how you want to interpret that.
Kegox is looking out for Cerisa.
Yeah, I'm saying that Kegox, you successfully pulled that off, but it's up to Cerisa whether or not she's raising an eyebrow at the fact that it's not quite what she imagined.
Yeah, she might like squint her little brows. She's like, "Are you sure this is the strong stuff?"
You don't trust me? And Kegox looks offended. I look offended.
Okay, fine. I guess I believe you, but she's like still like, I don't know about this. And she starts chugging it.
Oh God.
I watch very intently.
When she's done. I don't know if that was the strong stuff. You're gonna have to give me another one.
I pour her another of the tame stuff. Like she asks for another one, so that's what she's getting is another one.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I slide it back to her. You know, I have never seen you drink. You are very small.
The weak stuff is the strong stuff if you drink enough of it.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah,
This is true,
exactly.
this is true.
It's quantity, not quality.
That's right. That's right. She's like, I guess I haven't had the opportunity to just relax and drink. And she goes to chug the second one.
All right, at that point, I'm drinking mine, and I've got one poured for Anthena, and I kind of look to Leah, like I side-eye Leah for a second, to see like which one she's going to want to drink.
Leo's reaching towards the lesser of the two evils.
Okay. When I see her hand reach over there, I use my hand to slide the bottle closer to her so she can not get her guts torn apart.
Yes, I'm actively attempting not to be in the bottom of a bottle, so you all have fun with that, though.
I bet Leah's lightweight.
What's your con? Mine is terrible. I don't know why I should not be laughing.
Leah's constitution is at 15, so she has +2.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Not really
better than mine.
but...
Yeah, for flavor, I think that Anthea knows how to handle her alcohol. She worked in a tavern. Basically her whole life. I would say she developed a tolerance, but, you know.
Fair enough.
Stats say otherwise.
Guys, I can't decide if Cereza should be a lightweight or not.
That'd be funny if she was.
Because
Teresa is very
decide
small.
You can decide it with dice if you want to roll a con.
It'd be funny if she wasn't, also. They're both
Yeah, it would be.
See the potential in either one. She could be a lightweight, or she could be, like, actually really good at holding her drink.
If you can't decide, we can let the dice decide.
Oh, yes. Alright.
Make a con save.
What's that?
So on your character sheet, you got that little section kind of below those little 6 things in that little box where it says saving throws.
Yeah.
Roll the con one. It's the same as your constitution, but sometimes it's different, which is why they distinguish them.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so
For you, it's the same.
question. She's a UNT, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't they resistant to poison? And
Yeah,
does
but
alcohol
I've
count as
never ruled
poison?
alcohol as poison.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure.
I would rule it if someone was trying to alcohol poison a UNT, like get them so drunk that they died.
Yeah.
Then,
Okay.
then
That's
yes,
fair.
they would be more
Okay.
resistant to that. But otherwise, yeah, no, I've never ruled alcohol as poison.
I wasn't sure.
So
Okay.
drunk that they died.
Roll it. Roll it. Wait, how do I roll it? Yeah. Is this one?
Yeah, just click the little plus.
Guys!
Ooh.
I think that's a definitive. Cereza is a lightweight. At least today she is.
Yeah, it could only have gone one of two, and that's yeah.
That's hilarious.
So
I feel like the second drink was unnecessary. I feel like the second one was.
Gigox pours you a second drink, Cereza. You just try to chug that one too, and just as your head is going back and you're chugging it, you just feel your head start to swim. You feel that lightheadedness. You feel almost like your chair is about to like fall out from under you.
Do I see her like wobbling in her seat?
Well, Cereza, you can interpret it how you will.
Yep. Cereza starts to get a little wibble wobbly in her seat. She kind of.
Okay, I will try to stabilize her. I will put my arm like around her to keep her from falling out of her chair.
She puts her cup down. She's like, "Ugh, I'm not. Hey, I'm not a lightweight. You don't have to. Tea." You don't have to worry about little me.
Indeed, and I look to Anthea and Leah like she asked for this. They're like, if the message is still open, I'm like, she asked for this. But if it's not, I just do it with my eyes.
It wouldn't be, but I think they get the image.
Message without message.
Yeah, message without
You just
message.
say it out loud. Just say it out loud.
Yeah, I do. I'm like,
It's message without message.
she asked for this.
Pour me another one, Kagok.
I think we're all out. Cereza,
No,
I think it'd be really funny. Kagok.
Leah.
Since she's
Yeah.
like 3 sheets to the wind already, can I I'm gonna put my my trunk over the top of the bottle and pretend pour and then give her an empty glass. Can I do that?
um.
I'll do another
sure.
sleight of hand if I have
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Do another sleight of hand. Sarisa, disadvantaged perception again. Not distracted this time, just drunk.
13.
Perception, right?
Yeah, perception.
Oh, yeah.
This is for you to notice if the glass is empty.
She's like, oh, you drank it all already. That's crazy.
Well, we're using the 8 because you had disadvantage, so
Yeah,
How was I
like
supposed
it's still insufficient even with a 4 on your guidance. So
Nice.
yeah, I
so
fake
you-
pour, like I pretend pour.
yeah, you get handed an empty glass and you tip it back, and then kind of there's a moment where you're like, wow, I drank that really fast.
And I proudly put my glass down to say, see, I can handle tea. My drinks. Tea.
You sure can, Sarisa. We do. About how many minutes has it been?
We'll say it's been about 10 minutes, so you got another 10 minutes to kill before Poetry takes her break. But you can head out early if you want, because she doesn't want to meet you here anyway.
That's
I
true,
did not
that's
have
true.
money for food, so I only had money for drinks.
Sarisa's
okay.
drinking on an empty stomach.
Oh God! No, that made it so much
I had
worse.
some
That's even
crabs.
worse.
I had crabs before
Yeah,
I
she
came
ate
here.
an apple. It's all good. She ate an
I don't know
apple.
if a singular
That clearly
apple-
wasn't enough.
No,
Yeah.
apples don't soak up alcohol. In fact,
Well,
they
you
make
need,
it
you need
worse.
something. Yeah, you need something. with
Yeah!
Sarisa's just like, absolutely. Like,
That's why you rolled the 1 on your con save, is because the apple made it worse.
Okay. Honestly, I think we should maybe head out of here. And Dana will do a shot of whatever's left of the liquor. And yeah, I relate to you all that we have a meeting of interest outside
interest.
of a possible lead. How else
Of
do you want-
intrigue, even.
Of intrigue.
It's a meeting.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, quite.
Yes.
Yes, quite.
Question: How big are the bottles? And since I paid for them, can I walk out of there with them? Is there like an open carry law in Marinhall?
there's no rules against that. That's for sure. I mean, if you were
Oh,
being
yeah,
like
that's so
drunk and
fair.
disorderly, you'd get sort of if
Well-
a guard saw you or you were reported, then yeah, maybe they might say something. But drinking alcohol in public is not. We talked about.
Okay,
this last
I've
session as
learned.
well.
Yeah, I've learned the value
Yeah.
of currency, so
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going to.
You bought the
take what I
whole-
bought.
Yeah, you bought
Yeah.
the whole bottle, so it's yours.
Okay. So whatever's left of the dwarven ale and then the rot gut, I will gather up and I will bring with us.
Yeah, I'd say they're about half and half each.
Okay,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Okay. And Dina will stand up, not look at Poetry at all. Avoiding eye contact avidly. Give a little nod, very she's so cool and normal. Give a nod over to the people at the bar and walk out the door. Not doing anything suspicious.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
well-
bartender kind of gives you like a little 2-finger salute.
Cute. Okay, actually, I'm sorry. I will help Sarisa out of her chair. That's what I'll do.
Look, where are we going?
On an adventure.
We're going.
Sarisa.
Yes, we're gonna
Outside.
go drink some more,
Yeah.
Sarisa. We're gonna have more drinks. Isn't that great?
Ooh.
We're going to another bar.
Tea, tea. Yes.
Yes, we're
Tea.
club hopping. Yeah,
Club hopping.
It's a pub crawl.
yeah, pub crawl.
The other pubs in town are your criminal home base
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
just left,
yeah, yeah.
and the restaurant that you're actively trying to avoid.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. This is.
Yeah,
this is-
yeah. We're gonna go between the three, just walking back and forth between all three of them.
All right. So you all kind of quickly dip back out of the knife's edge, and make your way across the little bridge.
I will look at the bouncer as we leave, and I'll be like, "See, no trouble."
You just kind of get a, yeah, and a little like roll of the eyes.
All right. Well, helping Sarisa, which I'm sure is a full-time job.
Oh, dear.
Kind of like waves at the guard and says, "May fortune smile upon you, good sir."
The massive troll just kind of like looks at the other three of you, and then just like back down at Sarisa, and then back up at the three of you. What did she say?
He.
I didn't get a word of that.
Neither did I. To
Good
be honest.
fortune. I believe it was good fortune and all that.
Oh,
I'm assuming.
Right. May fortune smile upon you, good sir. See.
good fortune. You too?
Huzzah!
I fully put Cerise's arm around my shoulders and start to tug her away.
It's like noon.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
I'm gonna say, like, what time is it? Is it?
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. I don't know what the clock is, but it's 5 somewhere.
It's 5
There are 5 of them.
yes. It is a happy hour at some bar, somewhere else.
Okay, is this section over here, is this just like in between the two houses with like a tree or whatever?
Yeah, it's just the gap between two houses. It goes back a little bit and kind of around to the back of the houses.
Okay, alright, I mean, do we make for that, like, alley again? I don't know where to have a secret meeting. This is deliberation being sent a message as we're walking.
Should she not know where we are going to be, so we may want to make ourselves known?
Yeah, well my plan, hey, I have a plan, K-Gox, listen. My plan was to, 3 of us, probably the 3 of you, go, you know, in whatever alley we want to meet her in, and then I'll just kind of stand around the front of it, you know, looking very not suspicious.
That sounds like an ambush.
It sounds suspicious.
No, it's
Yeah.
not suspicious.
But it's so
I put
dirty.
Sarisa on my shoulders. And so that way she doesn't have to walk.
It's really funny that Kegok said that because when she said like anywhere but here, the implication was like you can decide where we meet, just not here. But you never gave her a spot to meet.
Yeah.
Outside! I said outside! Check the tapes, I said outside. I figured we'd find a place and then I'd
we going
leave her there.
I say we ask Sarisa. Sarisa, what did Anthena say?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I was only half paying attention.
It was also a conversation that only occurred in 2 people's heads, so there would be no way. You have to take Anthena's word on it because she was the only one who was talking.
Teresa said what she said. Teresa only half paying attention.
My vote is this alley, and then I can come back, like, around and lean very nonchalantly up on the wall, and then problem solved. Any qualms?
Nah, that's fine. Nonchalantly.
Just nonchalantly.
Yeah. Very, very, very nonchalantly, although I fear Teresa may be very chalant. Unfortunately.
Well, that's why she's not the one doing the leaning.
Where are the rest of us leaning at?
No, you're not leaning. You're gonna
We're
be in
not
the alley.
leaning?
No,
Okay.
no. You're gonna be in the alley.
Are we not allowed
This
to
is-
lean in the alley?
I mean, you can
Not
lean in.
alley, yeah.
Haven't
You can
unlocked
lean.
the slash lean emote.
Yeah. I
Shadow
haven't. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have
need it.
slash lean. Okay.
I need slash lean, dude. I don't have slash lean.
Sarisa, have I ever told you the story of when one of my battle brothers drank so much he missed an entire combat?
Whoa. Really?
Yes.
That sounds so embarrassing.
Oh, it was embarrassing, especially when we dunked him in cold water afterward.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It
Pointed
does,
look to the
doesn't it?
ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
Gox
like
looks
the
to
water
the
off to the
All right, so you guys make your way toward.
I will lean. I will slash lean up around the curve of the wall.
Yeah, this is like a tide wall, so like these are pretty heavy waves, and also it's a pretty decent drop down.
Yeah, but Cerisa will, like, look down there, and then kind of like, I don't know, try to squeeze Kinghox's head and say, if you drop me down there, I will bite the ever-living Fortuna out of you, Kinghox.
How can you bite me from down there? And I like lean over to look with. I'm holding on to her, but I lean over to look so that way she has to look too.
Oh! Ah! Starts complaining loudly.
If you put two mage hands together and strategically make them like make a cupped hand, could you pick up water
Yeah.
and then
Hypothetically.
throw it on Cerisa?
I'll lean
I
her
think it's
forward.
funnier
I will
to
lean
leave
her
drunk
forward.
like this.
I will leave
This
her
is
forward.
true.
Splash her.
Yeah,
Splash
I think
her.
we should leave her drunk. It's really funny.
It is.
I mean, this is a break wall, so like there are just waves splashing up over this all the time anyway. If you're standing against
Oh.
this railing, you're gonna get wet no matter what.
Okay, well then I lean forward a little bit so that way a big wave, when I see a big wave coming, I lean over just at the right time to get Cerisa wet.
All right. Yeah, then a particularly large wave kind of bounces off the hull of the ship and kind of hits the break wall at an odd angle and sends a splash really high up over the side of the break wall, and just kind of drenches the two of you.
Ugh! Kinghox! You're the worst! Put me down! Put me down this instant!
I do not put her down, and instead I resume along the outside of the wall while we're waiting for poetry.
This is the worst, Kinghox! This is the worst! I can't believe you did that!
Do not worry, Cerisa. I will do it again.
No! No! Now, congratulations, you have a sad, drunk Cerisa.
A sad, drunk, soaked Cerisa.
Ah, that's right.
All right, so where's everybody waiting?
I mean, I think somebody should be like a bit closer to like the exit, but I think if we're all standing here and then immediately get up and follow her, it'll look weird. So that's my thought behind it.
Well, I'm just waiting for poetry to come out so that way Anthena can flag her down and then we can go from wherever. I'm just playing around with Cerisa at this point.
Cerisa's crying right now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I can't tell from all the salt water.
Leah has like a handkerchief and she's like attempting to
Just a handkerchief.
to dab Cerisa.
You know how
really long
long
time,
it takes
Leah.
me to do my hair? You're the worst.
I have more hair than you. Do you know how long it takes me to do my hair?
Oh,
I just wake up like this, and I do like this, like, flip of my hand through my ear, like a model. Just
I woke up like this.
I want Leah to carry me.
You want me to carry you, Cerisa?
Right, can't go to speed.
I can try.
I'm
you,
not
like,
mean.
about
I gave you 3 drinks, Cerisa. That is 3 more than what you should have had.
Leah's strength is -1, and she's like, okay, I can take it.
Oh my god.
It's
Leah,
okay,
Okay.
Giggles. I
give me
can
your
get it.
mustache. Give me your mustache.
No, no,
I will make her think that I am you.
no, that's my mustache.
It's foolproof. It's
I'm
foolproof.
giving you that.
It's foolproof. Just
No.
I will return it. I promise.
If I give you my mustache, the adhesive on the back will be full of your fur, and then it won't stick to my face. No.
Just use what do they call it? Spirits gum. Just use some spirits gum, and it will
No,
stay.
Spirits go.
I can just carry
Made
her.
from the spirits.
Made from the spirits, indeed.
Just give her to me. I can carry her. I promise. I promise.
I lean down and stare into Leah's eyes. I do not believe you.
You should. I can do it.
Okay, and then I see as this is happening, I like lift Cerisa, who is sopping wet and like crying, and I put her on Leah's shoulder.
Okay.
Much better.
I love the subtle. All right, let's move on from our dungeon master. The perfect way to do it.
So she walks by you guys, and you just kind of get this like just subtle shake of the head as she sees you guys arguing, and she kind of just keeps walking, expecting you to potentially follow. But she doesn't want to stop out
I
front.
do.
She doesn't want to stop right out
Yeah.
front of the tavern, so she just keeps walking
Yeah.
as if she doesn't know you guys.
Yeah, and Dina will walk and act very cool and look like she's just taking a stroll along the wall.
She's actually gonna duck down this alley.
See, that's where I want to go anyway, y'all. This is the whole plan. She's ahead of the game. Okay, I'll wait a couple seconds and then follow.
Yeah, Leah is now attempting to carry Cerisa.
I'm sure it's going really well.
It's going really well, actually. Leah's maneuvering Cerisa with ease of practice.
Right.
I don't know. She is wearing medium armor.
Nope. Leah's perfectly fine, guys.
So you guys all follow her down the alley then?
Yeah.
I mean, Cerise
Yes.
doesn't have a choice.
Yeah. She's being dragged down the alleyway.
All right. Fucking Gibbet is gonna need to not.
She actually
Not-
she's like ahead of you guys. So by the time you get down the alley, she's already kind of over near Gibbet, and you see her actually just like flick a coin at him, and you see like a little glimmer of gold, and he catches it out of the air, and she goes, "Take a break, Gibbet," and he just makes himself scarce.
Wait, Diva.
He's in the
my
tree,
God.
bro.
And then she
He's in the fucking tree.
no, he just walks down the side alley that he's got there.
Nah, he's in the
No, he climbs the tree.
Yeah,
climbs in the
he climbs up the tree. She hits a mean slash lean against the wall.
She's so cool. Just like Thancred Waters would do, guys.
Oh my god, Gabby.
Sorry. Having major brain rot.
Are you sorry though? Are you?
No, I'm looking at my
Okay.
standee of him right now, and he's proud. Okay, anyway.
Just moving you guys in so that everybody can see when I zoom in. So she kind of leans and waits for you guys all to catch up, and then again just scans each of you for a few seconds, and then goes, "All right, well, what's this all about then?
I think Athena will kind of look to everybody real quick and then just make the executive decision that she's gonna tell her about the blackmail, because she trusts her. And so she'll turn to Poetry and she'll be like, right, so, week or so ago, we ended up at St. Hawthorne's, and our friend Teresa here is actually a cleric of Fortuna, so we just stopped in to pay our
That's
respects. Yes, that is right.
Hey,
Yes,
So-
so true.
that's right.
But while we were there, we ended up chatting with your sister, actually, and she told us of how somebody, she doesn't know who, some anonymous person or group, is blackmailing the church.
That's right. They're getting blackmailed and they're going to go under. That's right.
She nods along, and as you kind of reach that point, she says, "I know."
What do you
No.
mean you know? The church is gonna go under and you just say, I know?
Well, yes, I'm aware of the problem. I'm trying to solve it.
Oh.
Oh, so are we. We obviously want to find the person responsible for this, and
She looks
it's
at
up
you
to
when you say, "So are we," and then you just see her eyes slowly slide over to Teresa. And then back to you, Anthena, but she doesn't say anything.
I'm obsessed with her. Okay. Right. Okay. So, have you found anything out yet, or have any sort of lead? Because we don't really have much to go on.
She's quiet for another few seconds, and then lets out sort of a long sigh. My sister put you up to this? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
Yep.
I mean, she was the one who informed us of the issue and expressed the severity of the circumstances. And,
Yeah,
you
she's
know.
the one who asked for help.
Teresa, let's let Anthena do the talking.
But
Here, give her to me, and I go over and I
no.
pick up Cerisa, and I take Cerisa away.
No.
No, Teresa.
No.
Teresa.
It's like having an infant. I mean, honestly.
I was a mother for a moment, and now I miss her.
I could be a good mother.
I could be a mother.
Oh my god. Okay, alright, lock in. Locking in.
Log in.
Poetry just kind of sighs and shakes her head at the entire affair. And then kind of defers back to those who remain, Anthena and Leia, and says, "I wanted my sister separate from this. Didn't want her involved.
Well, she's not really involved. I mean, she certainly doesn't have any knowledge of who's doing this, and I think the extent of her involvement is her role in the church, so we can keep her out of any investigation that we do until we find, responsible person.
Her eyes kind of narrow, and she's kind of taking your measure again. She just says, "Can you?"
I mean, I think so. To be completely honest, I don't know exactly what we're up against. I don't know how much they know or
Just another
how they know
long
what they
sigh.
know. know what you want from us, really. Surely you've been in this town longer than we have. I would imagine you would have a better understanding of any, I don't know, negative groups. Do you have any idea or any inkling of an idea of who's behind this?
You can insight check her if you want.
I rolled well on the last one.
She's got
She's
some
dodgy.
complex emotions on her face.
21.
Yeah, she's kind of like looking off a little bit away from you guys, kind of staring at the grass, and her brow furrows for a moment, and she kind of takes another deep breath in and then lets it out again in another sigh. You get the impression, Anthena, that she's trying to decide whether, like with a 21, pretty good roll. So you get the impression that she's trying to decide whether or not to bring you guys in or just leave you in the dark. So do with that what you will, but it seems like, judging by the display that you guys just put on, she doesn't seem particularly impressed.
Yeah. You make good first impressions, guys.
Anthena will stand up. She kind of narrows her face a bit. You know, has the pirate hat still at her side, but she kind of holds it to her chest now. And she looks directly at Poetry. She's like, I'll be honest with you, okay? I'm going to be completely honest and tell you the truth about our stake in this arrangement. Because I can tell that you don't trust us, and that makes sense. Bit gray on what to think of you at the moment, but... Right. So, I can only speak for myself, but I know that my friends here, you know, will join me in this desire. But apparently, after the church burnt down a bit ago, there was a donation made to St. Hawthorne's in order to help rebuild it, and without it, they wouldn't have been able to do so. That donation was made by someone I know from home. Haven't seen in a long time, but you know. Point of the matter is, the money
You knew
was
Golden
gained. Yes. Did you?
Yeah, you see her shoulders kind of slump a little bit, and she sort of looks at you at a different angle. Of course, we all knew him at the church.
Right, then you know how he donated the money in order to see it saved, and now people are trying to turn his gift into something that it's not, and that's why we have to fix it.
She lets out another sigh, but this time it doesn't seem as harsh. Her brow isn't furrowed, and she kind of has a softer expression. Alright, I suppose you have a stake in this too, then. Not fair of me to keep you in the dark. Besides, it's not like I was making much progress anyway. Alright, if you want to work together, I'm on board.
Athena will get up and shake her hand.
She looks a little shocked by that. Like she wasn't expecting you to do that, but she kind of shakes your hand slightly awkwardly. Oh.
Now it's official. That's how you close a deal. All right, now we can talk.
Oh, alright. I suppose I ought to explain. What you told me, I'm already aware of. The blackmail, Golden Heart, and all that, and I've seen the payments made. But like I said, I don't want my sister involved. Whatever's going on here is... well, it's dangerous. And if she goes around asking questions, she's liable to get hurt. So I've taken it on myself.
Based on how I understand it, she trusts us to look into the matter, so I don't think she'll be investigating it herself.
I want it to stay that way.
We can do that. Certainly.
If you do talk to her, don't tell her that I'm investigating.
Why not?
Because then she'd want to help. She wouldn't let me do it
Right.
alone. No matter how much I insisted, she wanted to follow me around. So, faked a row with her, argued, and went off to work at the knife's edge. So as far as she thinks, I'm just a bouncer. I'd like it to remain that way until this is resolved. That's all right with you.
Sure. As long as you promise that after it's done, you'll go and explain yourself and apologize.
Of course, don't you know how badly I miss her?
I'm pretty sure she misses you too.
But this sort of operation, it's not child's play. We're not joking around here. The kind of people who would do this, they'd kill over this sort of money.
Right. Yeah.
So till then, I don't want her involved.
That's fine.
Very well. If we're in agreement on that, then I suppose I ought to explain the rest. It's not an accident that I started working at the Knife's Edge. It's not coincidence. I have a suspicion. I tailed the lawyer. The one who delivers the messages. Got a little sloppy after he thought that I'd left the church for good. So I tailed him after he delivered one of the messages. Took quite a roundabout path, visited a few other locations, but eventually stopped by the Knife's Edge. I thought that odd because you don't see many lawyers in the wash. She kind of pauses and then looks at the two of you and goes, "How much do you actually know about the Knife's Edge?"
I'm afraid not a lot. Leah, you'd know more than I would.
Not particularly. It's not like I frequented these areas.
Well, you should know that Nick, the tavern keep, doesn't actually own the place. He was having money trouble keeping it afloat, and he received a rather hefty investment from a pirate. Starts to piece together why it's a pirate bar. Yes?
Yeah.
In exchange for the investment, they're allowed to use the cellars under the tavern.
Have you been down there?
Well, I work for the tavern, not for the
Sure.
basement crew. My job is to make sure no one else goes down there. But I myself am not allowed. I've been working there for some time now, trying to piece together some sort of evidence that my hunch is right, but it's not easy. When I'm at the tavern, I have to be working. And when I'm working, well, I'm on the tavern floor, so all eyes are on me. Doesn't leave a lot of opportunity to sneak down there and investigate for any sort of evidence.
Well, that's where it sounds like you could use us.
She kind of gives like a half nod. Like I said, I hadn't gotten very far alone. It's not easy to find people to trust in the wash.
Well, we're not exactly from the wash, so I don't think you'll have to worry about us.
As for where to go next, though, I'm at a bit of an impasse. What exactly was your plan?
To be honest, we don't really have one. We were hoping to gain some kind of lead by talking to people at the tavern here today, which, you know, you very thankfully fulfilled that requirement. But I think what would be the next course of action would be to get into those cellars. Is there another way in other than the trapdoor?
Not that I know of. But again, I'm paid to keep my nose out of that business.
Sure. And what's it like after closing? I mean, who locks the door? Does anybody stay in there?
Well, Nick locks up for the night and leaves the big fella on guard. My
It all
shift's
comes
over
back
at
to him.
my shift's over at that point, so I'm always on my way home. I've lingered around, watched from the alleys, and not seen much. So either there is another way in, or whoever's down there stays down there. I'm not certain. But it's not as if there's a lot of in and out.
Does the guard, does he stay posted up all night long?
There's been times when I've seen the big fella fall asleep, but not really trusted myself to sneak in. Not much of a thief. And if that fella caught me, I don't think I'd last long. I know I'm the bouncer, but he's the real muscle.
Well, seems to me like we'll need to form out a plan. We all have some sort of abilities. One of us has a spell that makes someone fall asleep, so I think that could be pretty useful. I mean, I was thinking if I used my magic to disguise myself as either Nick or someone associated with the tavern, then that would kind of free my way to get in. But I think the big issue would be getting the key.
She kind of like thinks for a moment. You kind of see her stare and furrow her brow at the tiles on the floor as she's kind of counting each of the cobblestones. I think I'm not certain, but I do think Nick has a key ring. One of those might go to the trapdoor, but again, I'm paid to stay out of that business.
I feel like I'm in like Ocean's 8 right now. I'm mapping something.
Of all the Ocean's movies, that one.
Wait, what's wrong with Ocean's 8?
That's the worst one.
Maybe, but rolled off the tongue in this.
Okay.
Okay, wait, remind me, who has sleep?
Me.
You. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it, guys, we need a rogue. Who
Yeah,
needs to take up lock picking? Like,
in
why do we
this-
not have a rogue in the heist campaign?
you have somebody.
Well, okay, yeah, this is true. But we have to pay him like a lot of money.
No, I'm saying you've got somebody in your party who's got thieves' tools on them.
Sarisa, do you have thieves' tools?
Remind me if I have thieves' tools, Gran. Do I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do.
And you have a proficiency in thieves' tools?
Gran, remind me, do I have a proficiency in thieves' tools?
She's a trickery cleric. She is your rogue.
Wait, why have we not used these? Okay, never mind.
It's fine.
That's fine. Have we used lockpicking once? I don't think so.
I don't
remember. I don't think we have. Well,
think
I mean,
so.
it's awful. Yeah. All right. What time does what time is your shift over? What time does, everybody leave and lock up?
Well, most people filter out around midnight. Nick usually locks up around 1. Depends on how busy the day is. Sometimes if it's a heavy day, lots of coin to be made, he'll stay open another hour, but it is usually around 1 in the morning.
And do you know where he lives, or at least the direction he walks when he leaves the tavern?
Well, I know he lives in the Wash, but as for his exact address, I don't know.
What are y'all thinking? I don't just want to yap for the whole time. I'm thinking we have to jump this dude and take his
Whoa.
keys. Well, not kill. No, of course not kill him, not harm him.
Yeah, just kill him.
Subdue it. No.
Kill the small business owner.
No.
Yeah.
Subdue him, take his keys. I disguise myself as him. I walk in, pretend like I forgot something, and unlock the door. And then you put the big dude to sleep so you all can come in, and then we get into the cellar.
Yeah, alright. I think that would work. I mean, I think
Also,
that would work.
I feel like is there not another way to get into the cell? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, where are these pirates? Surely they don't all come through the tavern and through the trapdoor. Like, is there another
Maybe they just
secret
live
trapdoor
there.
at the bottom? Maybe. Well, they don't leave at all.
Yeah, maybe they just live there.
Guys, what are we thinking? Is it time for another heist? But not the big heist?
Yeah.
Yet another heist.
I mean, we're not destroying a satanic pact or disturbing a sigil on the floor, which I would never do because that's stupid. Just information gathering.
Uh-huh.
And that's not troublesome, certainly.
I mean, it could possibly end up with us having, weapons pointed at us and then we all die, but...
What do you... I feel like it is an equally balanced encounter that our DM would like us to play.
I don't know, man.
That's what it's feeling like to
Yeah,
me.
maybe it's equally balanced if we roll like a fucking bomb and just go,
I mean,
knock them out before we get down there.
that would destroy the evidence! We need the evidence!
Sleeping gas.
We do have a
gas
bomb.
all-
Our bomb is for something else. We're not
No,
using
that's
our
true.
bomb at the knives it.
bombing
Has more
them.
important things.
Keep bombing them.
Bomb them again and again.
And again.
Okay, Anthena will take a deep breath. She'll kind of look at all of her friends. And she'll turn to Poetry. And she'll say, if we were to try to sneak in after hours and investigate the cellar, is there any way that you can, I don't know, help alert us to when Nick would be leaving the establishment and any other issues that might arise.
I suppose it depends on the plan. If it's after
I've
dark,
shared the
I won't be allowed in the tavern.
right. Yeah. So I share the plan, which is essentially get the keys from him, and then put the dude to sleep. Although, how many hit points would he have, guys? Shit. Feel like a
I
lot.
could hit him a lot,
like
and
maybe
then
a
you
fair
can
amount.
cast sleep.
No, we shouldn't fight him.
Well, we were only fighting him for a little bit, and then we put him to sleep, and then it's just a bad dream.
A bad dream.
Do we not have any? I feel like we have a lot of gadgets, but I don't. The polymorph potion would be useful, but we don't got that yet. We need more money.
What do those teas do that we had?
Nothing that would help with this.
Dang.
Well, actually, I have obviously high charisma, and I can charm person, but I don't know if that would be enough because I don't think it would last long enough. Like, we'd be inside, and I feel like it would wear off, and he'd run inside after us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We could just hope that he falls asleep.
This is true, honestly.
Poetry did say that the big fella's, like, you know, got night-night a few times on the job.
This is true.
This is true. If somebody's already sleepy and you cast sleep on them, does that make them go to sleep?
Yes, do we get bonus sleep, Gran?
Yeah. Does that already take care of some of their hit points?
Maybe. You
points.
might be able to convince me.
Yeah, there we go.
Ooh. Okay, possibility of some bullshit.
Also, because I totally remembered that I'm, you know, Cerise's a trickster cleric.
Right, yeah. You knew that about your.
Yeah, I totally knew that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cerise's got some stuff to
Yeah?
help with the stealth things, like the pass without trace. I know I used that at least once already.
Mhm.
I know
You
it.
did, yes,
Nope.
yes, you did.
And
you
then,
did.
Cerisa also has this, what is it? A blessing of the trickster for extra dexterity stealth stuff.
Oh shit. So and you have thieves' tools. That's helpful.
Yes.
We might not even need to get the keys from the guy. Like, if
I'm
we
sure
just
about
find a
that.
way to get past the guard. I don't know how. In this universe, are all locks that are not magic locks able to be picked? Like, there is, or is
Is this like
maybe
Baldur's Gate?
yeah, right. Like what are we talking?
Yeah, so if it's just like a mundane lock, then yeah, I'd let you attempt to pick it. The difficulty would depend on how, like, sturdy and well made the lock is, obviously. But yeah, like arcane locks are like a different class of thing that requires like a mage, but any standard mundane lock can be at least attempted.
Oh, can I ask poetry if it's just a standard lock on the trapdoor?
Yeah. She kind of like shrugs her shoulders a little bit and cocks her head to the side. I'm not much for magic myself, so I really couldn't tell you, but I've not noticed anything weird about it. And, well, it's my job to stand next to it all day.
Okay. I think we'll take our bets with it being just a normal lock.
You think pirates use a magic lock?
You never know. Some of them are
That's
very
true.
eccentric.
Right? We
But
could
I
always-
think this case it's probably not a magic lock.
If we're really concerned, we could pull a, oh man, I left my my wallet. Let me just dip in there real quick, and someone can use, like, detect magic.
Oh, that's true.
This is true.
Wait, I think I have. That's.
That's
think I
right.
can
Yeah,
do that.
it would be you. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can do that.
Cereza could do it, but Cereza's currently drunk right now, so I don't think we should, trust her with trying to detect anything right now.
True.
Well, I think the biggest issue is getting past the guard guy. We don't
We don't
really
have a sleepy tea? That's insane, guys. I cannot believe.
Chamomile. Just
No.
get fucking chamomile tea.
Like, okay, I have a
Here,
radiant
dude.
I have a radiant teapot, so we can make tea if there's sunlight. But the issue is that we don't have a specific tea that makes you go to sleep. I have one that will make you confident, because you
Just
get
get
advantage on persuasion. And
chamomile.
ascension.
I do have a suggestion.
Yes,
Ooh.
Kgox.
I could distract the guard while the 3 of you sneak in, or 4 of you.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll
Although,
bite him.
will he be just like? Oh well, that could work too, Cerisa. Yeah, you could try that.
What I mean is I could fight him, and it would cause enough of a distraction that you could get in unnoticed.
Oh, you're gonna get arrested, Kgox.
Would not be the first time.
I think I should bite him.
I think you should not.
Heh.
But if we are worried about him being affected by spells, I could injure him enough to the point where a spell might be more effective.
Okay.
The sleep spell.
True, but if we antagonize him enough, I mean, that ruins our chances of ever being able to get back into that
If
bar.
I antagonize him, I will not be allowed back in there. That is why you will sneak in while I antagonize him. It is up to you to sneak in. Allow me to be the muscle.
He's pretty big, Kgox. I don't know.
I am also pretty big.
I mean, perhaps instead of fighting him, he does seem to be the simpler type. You could challenge him to some sort of
Wrestle!
competition or something. Not arm wrestle.
I could challenge him to Cerisa tossing.
No!
Oh,
I think Cerisa might object.
she might die.
I mean, either way, I am offering to outmuscle the muscle, so you can do the finer finessing things. Things that I cannot do.
The only thing I'm worried about with
Math.
that.
He can't speak around or anything. That's silly. Look how big he is. Look how big he is.
Yes, he's very big. No,
Whoa!
I think that's a great plan. The only thing I'm worried about is if it gets a bit too violent, we might attract some unwanted attention. I mean, I know the Welsh is not known for really being in legal compliance, but still, we are trying to fly a little bit under the radar while we're here, right?
Well, then we will have to make it quick.
I will say from my part, if you plan to slip the big fella something, I might be able to facilitate that.
Oh. I mean, that would be helpful.
Sometimes Nick sends drinks out to the big fella when he's on shift. I've thought about lacing it with something, trying to put him to sleep, but, well, I always backed out because I wasn't sure how it would affect his, trollish constitution.
Alright.
If you did want to try that, I could make it happen.
I think that's worth a shot, and then the backup plan is that one of us finds a way to distract him.
Could, bring him a little nightcap as we're headed out. And then it would theoretically, she kind of shrugs her shoulders again, theoretically take effect when you lot are trying to sneak in.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good to me.
We could go with that one, guys. Or I could bite him.
How about last resort, you bite him? Is that okay?
Yeah.
To answer that physiological question. Okay, guys. You want to actually spit their poison, so you wouldn't have to milk it at all.
You don't have to milk Sarisa.
Dear God.
You could just have her spit into a cup for an hour.
It's true. Cereza would not be happy about that, though.
Okay, should we say that we'll just meet back here at like 12:30 and wait for you guys to leave, and then we'll do our best to get in there?
Tonight, then.
Yes. Unless there's any objections.
She kind of like looks away from you and kind of nods her head to herself a little bit, kind of almost like psyching herself up for it, and goes, "No, if that's when you want to do it, we can do it then."
I just feel like we've waited long enough to try and solve this problem that we're kind of running out of time.
I agree.
Out of character, we didn't have any other plans tonight, did we?
Did we?
That's a
think
good
so.
question.
I know we did our meeting, and we're trying to find out about a Cinderstone. Peppers.
Yeah, we did.
We talked. Sorry, this is just a reminder from last session.
No, all good.
What was the verdict for the contract? It was.
It wasn't
Did we just
definitive.
not-
You got
It
some
wasn't definitive.
information that you were going to have to act on. But Milfleur told you guys that, like, you're going to have to solve this by dealing with the entity in one way or another that forged the contract. Yeah. And she gave you a couple different solutions, but you guys didn't like any of them.
This is true.
So it wasn't really definitive. You went. It was something that she said, if you're going to address it, it's probably going to happen where that arcane energy is most, or the infernal energy is most powerful, which you guys said was the summer home. So
Yeah.
you kind of kicked it down the road because you were like, we're going to have to go in the summer home eventually, right? So you said, we'll figure that out later. So that was down the line, is what you said. As for other things that you guys said you needed to do, you've got Valerio tracking the bank manager each day, so he's watching her schedule. You need to figure out a way to get the rune powder to Rourke.
Oh yeah.
Because I think
dangerous.
I think you're still carrying that around.
I think so. But Leah has it.
Leah has
What?
it. The bomb. Leah's carrying the bomb
Oh.
around.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Probably drop that off.
You also said that you wanted to break into Gaunt shipping and handling, the
Right.
warehouse at the docks, because you wanted to see if there's anything you could learn from it, but you also want to help Valerio with his task.
And that mail.
And the mail. Yep.
And the letter runner, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we gotta start doing something with that too. Shit. All right. Lots of breaking and entering, guys. It's the training montage
the
Yeah.
practice runs for the big heist.
for the big heist. Exactly.
It's not by accident.
Okay, so nothing particularly tonight. Then I think we should just do this tonight. Low key.
This was
But
last
I
session,
don't-
what you guys were sort of setting your attention on now. So
Yeah. But let me know if you guys have any qualms.
Nope. Cerisa will have qualms when she is sober.
Of course, yeah. Alright, I mean, if we don't have any objections, I say that's what we do tonight.
Alright then, so tonight I'm on shift till we lock up. So I could linger around a little bit and walk with Nick as he leaves.
Great. Yeah.
And then I could lead him down a certain alley if you want.
Yeah, I think it might be a... Yeah. What? It's... Wait, okay. Liv, your spell is based on... It's based on hit points, but it's like the amount that you roll, right? For sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can upcast it if you're able to. That's the way that sleep works. So if you upcast it to the next level, I think it's like an extra two
You add
dice.
more dice.
Yeah. So
Hit points
I
do you
mean,
think that guy got?
a
Like,
lot
not that
probably. A lot.
Not the big guy. I'm talking about Nick.
Oh, Nick? Probably less than me. I've got almost 50. And at the highest level of sleep at base without upgrading, it's 40 points. 40 hit points.
Okay. I think that's doable, yeah?
If we roll high, yeah. It might be worth it to upcast just in case.
Yeah. And how long does it last?
We learned last session, not very long.
Not very long. That'll be a problem. Shit. Can we Indiana Jones the fuck out of his keys or something? Can we get
Teresa
fake?
does have that rope snake.
That's true.
That's true.
It lasts a minute.
Absolutely last a minute.
Could a rope snake steal keys?
If it's a key ring, it might be able to loop.
It is a
keys.
key ring.
I don't see why not.
It won't be a particularly deft sleight of hand, but it can. I'd say
could
I would
work.
rule that it could roll for it, but it might not be that great at it.
We could distract him. Oh, but he. No. We could. Someone could disguise themselves, distract him, and then someone comes up behind and swipes his keys.
Alright. But who would we disguise ourselves? As him? I could disguise myself as him. I think that'd be pretty distracting. Right? If you
You're
walked
like,
down an
"Hey,
alley
I'm
and you
you
saw
now."
you saw
Who's
yourself,
got the highest stealth?
I think you.
Is it
very
me?
sure it's you.
No, I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me. I have disadvantage on stealth because, well,
Oh, because of
Ceresa's
the jinglies.
jinglies.
It's a lot of jingly stuff, so she does have disadvantage on stealth. But she does have all the spells that will make stealth better.
Yeah!
This is a really amazingly built character. I love it.
Dude, I knew what I was doing.
Is so interesting.
That sounded like
Okay.
sarcasm. I didn't mean it that way. I love when characters have things that conflict, like, and make it harder to play. It's really funny.
I knew what I was doing, guys. Don't worry.
It's all part of the plan.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right. So our plan is
Oh,
Poetry walks up with Nick, leads him down probably to this alleyway, and one of us distract him in some way. Maybe
Well-
by being himself. We'll see.
I don't think Nick would want to go down this alley.
But if he saw himself, you don't think he'd be at least a little intrigued?
Well,
oh god.
I suppose that's possible.
What would you think is the best way to get the keys off of him?
be honest, just knocking him out, but don't really have any desire to harm him.
No, nor do we.
It's always been nice to me while I worked there.
Then I say we use sleep. I don't think it's a bad idea.
That's true. I mean, it's just for a minute. We just swipe the keys. Maybe
Like,
use
he's in the
sleepy.
run.
Yeah, grab the keys and run. It's like, wow, Nick, you were sleepy. You good, man? Something like that.
And you could stay with him, Poetry, so he's not suspicious of you or anything when he wakes up.
Yes, I could stick around and try to play it off, yes. Perhaps best then that he doesn't see you at all. Come up
That's the
behind
plan.
him, cast a spell. He falls asleep, he wakes up, he doesn't even know you're there.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we'll be kind of at the edge of this alley then, hiding. And if you can direct him this way, then we can take care of that.
I can do my best, at the very least.
Okay. In that case, we all good on this plan? I don't want to leave anything chance, but seems like we might have to.
Oh, we're so totally busted.
Sarisa!
Yeah, alright.
And that's a no to stripping the big fella something then.
No, I think you should.
Well, I don't have anything on me, but as far as tonics or potions or poisons or what have you, I mean, I can just give him liquor in hopes that makes him sleepier, but if you wanted to slip him some sort of actual tonic, I could do that, is what I meant. You'd have to provide it to me, though.
I have a few bottles.
Did we not buy... what did we buy at the Diabolus yesterday? Yes, quote-unquote yesterday.
Well, I believe you bought the succubus spittle. You were also
which
offered
is-
the oinoloth dandruff
Yeah,
that makes people sick.
yeah. Yeah. No, but we
I
bought
don't
the...
think we... did we actually buy that? I'm sorry. I gotta be one of those guys.
We didn't buy that, but we...
I can't 100% remember.
I know I bought something.
I remember you
because
guys buying
I-
something as well, and I don't think it was the oinoloth stuff. So I would.
think
My
it
wager
was.
is
I'm
a
fairly
succubus
certain it
spittle.
was the. I'm fairly
the-
certain it was the succubus spittle.
That's my hunch as well.
Okay.
Right. And that's a charmed... That's... Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I think-
very potent charm.
Yeah. We didn't get a sleeping heist. Y'all, we gotta stock up before our heists.
We do. I'm
We have no
actually
money.
surprised we don't have anything for sleep.
Right? Because we have the sleep spell, I guess.
I think that's probably why you guys avoided buying anything in particular. You have come across, I think, a shop that sold a sleeping potion. You just didn't
Yeah.
buy it because you were like, well, we have the sleep spell.
Yeah. Never thought about having to do this.
We also thought sleep lasted longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's no big.
It's fine. It's
That's
fine. It's
why
fine.
I made the sleeping potions available.
Well, it's a little late for that now. Now is it not?
and we're all broke.
Yeah, we have no money.
Rob
And
some
no
more people,
prospect.
thieves.
Alright.
It's so
Alright.
mean. They're all
Alright.
just trying to
It was
get
very-
by.
It's very accusatory. He's like, this is the stealing shit campaign. Why aren't you stealing anything?
Because
Nah,
at
you're
the
all good.
recap, you said thieves with a heart of gold. I heard that,
That was
and
me
that's
making fun of you guys, yeah.
that's the no. That is the tagline. I remember when you pitched this campaign, you said give a character who would be part of a
Nah.
heist but is not evil.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just like teasing you guys for not stealing.
It's funny.
You just make so many lovable NPCs. Like I don't want to hurt them.
What can I say? We love an ensemble cast.
It's true.
Can
They all
you
have-
bring in a character that's like a major league asshole
I
who
did.
also
You guys
happens
dunked
to
him
be
in the moat and
super
sent him on his
rich?
way.
Also,
That's true. I did dunk him in a
walking around.
moat. I did
What do you
toss him
think
in
Lady
the water.
Gaunt is?
Yeah, but she's not just like walking around going, "Ooh, here's all my money." I think you should do that. I think you should make a character that just walks around jangling.
Well,
their
we did
coins
dunk
and says,
somebody who
"Look
was
how
a
much
trick
money
in the
I
moat.
have."
And he was a rich guy too.
God damn it, we ruined it. Our one chance. Our one chance at robbing
shot.
somebody.
Yeah, we could have
Yeah.
pickpocketed that guy. Wonder how
That's
he's
true.
doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, are we gonna poison this guy and then give him a sleepy thingy?
Well, we don't have a sleepy thingy, so it's just gonna be either a lot of extra liquor.
I mean, you got a lot of hours until midnight, so.
Oh, that's
Yeah, okay, alright, alright.
Let's go rob somebody and then go.
rob somebody, get a
That's-
sleeping potion,
I mean, all I'm
bring
saying
it
is
back
you
to
don't need to like only use the resources you currently have on hand. You can go get resources.
potion.
true.
Sleepy potion.
Sleepy potion? Okay, sleepy
But
potion
we
on
don't
three.
have the money though.
Rob somebody, then sleepy potion.
Okay, we're gonna rob a sleeping potion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why should we just not steal a sleeping potion?
Yeah.
Wait, don't we know
We're
an
adding too many steps.
Stealing money and
Wait,
then
wait,
buying...
wait.
Okay, you're
We
right.
know an alchemist though. We know an
But that
alchemist.
takes a while. You don't know how long
Does
it
it?
takes to brew a sleeping potion. Let's just
We can-
steal one
We can just ask
steal
the
the thing.
Birdman in the basement.
for the first time in our lives. As our careers
Croc
as
mentioned.
Haygox
Croc
We
mentioned.
Haygox is
steal
gonna
something.
point.
Grey Croc mentioned
He's
it,
gonna
Grey Croc
point to
mentioned it.
this
Nobody
stand
wants
right
money
behind
though.
us.
I feel like
Grey Croc
anybody
wants
else is gonna be like, oh, you need to get the supplies, or you need to give me money. So
I
I don't.
will-
We did him a
The
favor.
I
goblin
will
is gone.
add, you promised to do something for him. Go get his supplies back. You acquired the supplies, did not bring them back to him. So he does owe you.
That's hilarious.
If you cash that in, but you never cashed that in.
We didn't.
He does owe
Goblin
you a
is
favor.
gone.
Supplies.
Look,
Guys.
now we can
Okay,
go
maybe we
give
should
him
go-
his stuff back.
Let's
Yes.
go give him his stuff back.
Everybody
Okay.
hates the
Huzzah!
Birdman.
We don't. We love the Birdman.
I love the Birdman. What do you mean? Except that one time.
Okay.
If we
we'll-
give
we'll
him his
return-
stuff back, then maybe he will give
He'll make
us
us
a sleeping potion.
We can ask him. Hey yo, bud, we did you a favor. Now can you do us a solid potion, please? No questions asked. Bam.
All right. I will turn to Poetry. I will outline this plan to her, and I will say, we'll be back as soon as possible and try to deliver this potion to you. Should we procure it?
Well, I've got to get back on shift, but you can leave it somewhere. And I have another break in a few hours. My last one before we lock up. So, if you leave it somewhere, I can fetch it on my break. Slip it back in.
She gets multiple breaks? Damn. I want to work where she's working.
You got benefits? Like,
Yeah, she's
Well,
got benefits out
To
there.
be clear, it's only been like a couple of minutes that you've been talking to her. Her breaks are not very long. But she does get to like use the restroom.
Well, she gets
Oh God,
those
we
two
took-
15-minute breaks.
Well, yeah, not this
Um,
time she doesn't. She has to hold it because you guys are eating up her whole break. She doesn't get to eat any food, drink any water, nothing.
No.
It's gonna be
that's
dehydrated.
evil. No, no.
That's
You're so
Alignment
foul.
change to chaotic evil.
No.
Oh.
No bathroom breaks for
Interrupting
you.
someone's mealtime is definitely a chaotic evil act. I fully endorse an alignment change because of that. Yes.
Now you're free. Now you're free to steal.
It's true. Now it's fine.
But anyways, she says,
Anyway.
if you give me a spot to leave it, I suppose you could leave it with Gibbet here.
Is he trustworthy?
As long as you got money,
Do you? Because we don't.
I can toss him another coin to hold on to it for you.
All right. I mean, I guess that's the best way to just prevent it from being picked up by anyone. Okay, we'll leave it with him, and yeah, hope it'll do the trick.
All right. Well, then I suppose that's it. Anything else?
I don't think so.
She looks like relatively nervous.
Do I clock that?
You've like insight checked her a couple times, and you've gotten really high each time. So you got a pretty good read on her. So yeah, you clocked that.
I will look at her and I'll be like, I mean, I don't want to lie and say that I can guarantee this will go well because I don't know. But what I will say is that I don't think you'll be, I don't know, suspected in any way, and whatever we find down there, we'll handle it, and we'll give you whatever information we can.
Takes another deep breath and then kind of forces herself to nod a few times. All right, it'll go all right.
Okay. I guess we should probably go return that supplies then, yeah?
And I've got to get back on shift. I don't want to be long. Otherwise, people might start asking questions. Allow me to leave first. You lot wait a little bit and then leave. Just in case.
Okay. I go to grab Sarisa and make sure she doesn't try to bolt out right after her. Kagox too, honestly. I don't trust either of them.
Hey,
Wow.
What? I'm just right here. Cheats.
What?
Yes.
Leah will attempt to just soothingly brush Cerisa's hair so she stops spitting at everybody.
Yeah, she's hissing at me! Make her stop hissing!
No, I don't think she's hissing. I think
She
she's just...
said she was gonna bite me!
Cerisa.
she's been
that's
wanting to
very
bite
bad of you.
things for a while now.
Don't bite me!
Right.
I didn't do anything!
I'll bite.
You wouldn't bite me, Cerisa, would you?
Suzy kind of like looks at you, still a little like, you can see her like just ever so slightly wobble a little bit. That's all you get.
This is the thanks I get for washing you off with my handkerchief. Ridiculous.
I'll bite. I'll bite anyone.
That's her alignment.
Yep, just biting
Bite.
people.
Okay.
And I support her.
Can I unfurl my map quickly so we can just see which way we're going to go? Isn't his shop around here?
You unfurl your map.
Was it this one that we checked? That was his place? Or was it the other one?
Creek Rock?
Oh, it was Marlboro Boulevard, wasn't it?
Yes, Marlboro Boulevard.
Where's that
that's
in?
wrong. Across the river from the Kindle Tree Archives.
Lamprey Lane
Hey,
is
that's-
yeah, Lamprey Lane was
That's not too
where
far.
Amalia lived.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mixed up our two investigations. Okay.
Basements, yeah.
House
Our in the
inspection.
basements. House inspections. Hope that guy's happy now. Okay. Are we all cool to head there?
Yup.
Hell yeah.
Very well. Then you wait a few moments so that there's a bit of time in between poetry leaving and you lot. And Gibbet kind of tips his top hat to you guys as you leave.
From the tree.
No, he climbed down the tree when poetry left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just climbed the tree. He was smoking a little pipe and he was just hanging out up there. Just chilling.
Okay.
Vibing.
He's got
In the
tree.
tree.
That sounds like
respect
really red. Yeah. No judgment from me, man.
Yeah,
Love to
sure.
own a little stall, be off-putting, climb trees, like.
I would
Oh
love
my
to
gosh!
have that
The
lifestyle.
old tokens. I saw them. That was a throwback.
It's gonna happen every time we revisit a location.
I felt like I had gone back into the past, and I felt at home.
Oh.
Oh,
Don't say
I don't know
that.
how I feel about that.
Ah.
What the freak?
Alright, so yeah, you wind your way through the city streets, and eventually duck your way down Marlborough Boulevard, where you can see the old abandoned magic shop. Just the same as you left it. Doesn't look like it's been disturbed much. There's still that those boards removed from the window where you guys very elegantly snuck your way inside.
Yep. No problems.
And so yeah, you
Yeah,
walk your
should
way
we-
up to it.
Should we go through the window again? I mean, we did it so.
Yes, we did it quite effortlessly the last time. I think it would go very well if we did it once more.
I agree.
Yes. Perhaps I'll even do a flip this time.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Was it a? What is it? Kind of check.
To roll in through the window gracefully would be acrobatics.
Okay. Got it. You all ready for
Alright,
this?
acrobatics.
14.
I got a 12.
Okay. Above a 10.
Yeah, it's not a perfect roll. It's not like a clean little flip like an acrobat through the open window, but you know, you manage it without hurting yourself, that's for sure.
Let's go.
It's a little unsteady, but not terrible.
Is there a mysterious thief in here to watch us fall this time, though? That's the question.
No, he would never revisit the location of a robbery.
Right. Well,
He's a
he's
professional.
about that.
Unlike we're doing right now.
Unlike we're doing, yeah.
We're very professional.
See,
So-
you would expect a professional not to do that, which is exactly why we do it, because they wouldn't expect it.
I paced.
Right?
Yeah, that's good. I knew it was gonna be.
She's here.
Theoretically, maybe it's them, but no, it's her. I don't know what Cerise and Kegox do, but the other two roll their way in through this window over here.
I think Cerise's still getting piggyback rides, so
Yeah, the door, I don't think you guys locked the door, so I think it's just unlocked.
Yeah, I don't think we
Yeah.
did.
So you guys can just wander in if you want.
Oh, this is where I got my beloved frog horn.
Well, this is true.
this is where Cerise got Kobo.
Oh, right! He was under there.
He was. And I think Cerise also took this big shiny orb. I can't remember.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it does anything other than just be shiny.
I don't think it does anything either.
Hey, man.
It's a magic 8-ball. It just randomizes a message.
That's pretty
Does it
cool.
really?
Yeah,
Oh
we can
my
say that's what
goodness.
it is if you want.
Yes.
Ask it if the heist will be
You
successful.
shake it a little bit and it just randomizes between like 20 different messages.
Oh my goodness. What does it say?
Do you
What
want
would
to
it
shake
say
it?
right now? Yeah.
Typically you
It
ask
shakes
a
it.
question, but you can just
Well,
shake
the
it with
heist-
no question if you want.
Is Chaos me?
Shake, 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 shake.
You can roll a d20, I guess. And I'll write down what you get, and then that'll be the answer for that repeated result every time you get the same number.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta make a note of this. More
It's a
work.
Thanks, Grant. It's a 7.
A 7. Okay, that says ask again later.
Beautiful.
All right. So as you as two of you use the door like normal, well-adjusted adults, and two of you roll in through the window.
Woo.
um,
Yay.
You're now inside Marlborough Magic. the little abandoned magic shop. What do you do?
I head down to the basement.
Yeah, down to the basement.
Very well. Everybody going with?
Yep.
Oh,
I
should,
know this song.
should take this opportunity to copy you all. I keep forgetting.
I know this song.
Because of the crumb moment.
Yeah. Come on.
So you climb your way down into the basement of Marlborough Magic, where you can kind of smell stuff brewing already. There's all sorts of scents that accompany a underground alchemy lab like this. Some of them are very pungent and sharp. Some of them are sweet, so sickly sweet that they kind of turn your stomach a little bit. Some of them are kind of spicy and sting your nose, but it all kind of churns together as you climb down. And as you arrive in the basement, Creekrock himself gives a little squawk of surprise and goes, "Ah! Oh! It's you!"
Hello.
It's the Birdman.
Yes. Would you like to give the Birdman his supplies, Sarisa?
Should you trust Sarisa with that right now?
No, I'm just trying to make her feel included.
Aww.
You're like, that's... Yes. We've come with your... with your surprise, Birdman. Rejoice.
All right. You're saying you found my missing alchemy equipment? He's kind of looking at the others.
Yes, it was guarded by a rather hostile. She kind of like
Giant
thinks about it.
eyeball monster. It was horrible.
Yeah,
was
that's
so-
the one.
Absolutely scary. He had it shoot beams. It was dreadful. And then there was some creature in a closet. It also had an eyeball, I think. His name's Dandelion.
Dandelion? Well, I don't really
Yes.
follow, but as long as you got my stuff back, then I suppose I'm happy.
Researcher doesn't know what a beholder is, that's a man.
We didn't say the word beholder.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go giant floating eyeball thing, that would maybe set off a few bells.
Could have been a Gaunt. It could have been a spectator.
Oh my god. Or... Just someone give him a shit.
Yeah, Kegox takes what we're going to give him, because I am the most visibly scarred from that encounter with the beholder.
This is true. Bro is a bit fried.
I take the stuff that we're supposed to give this turkey, and I walk up here, and I set it on the counter in front of him, and I glare at him.
He's not even looking at you. He's looking at the supplies. He taps his little talons together.
I don't let go of it until he looks at me.
He stares at them for a little bit, tapping his talons together, going, "Ooh, look at that!" And then he kind of like realizes you're not putting them down, and then he just slowly pans his head up. He's very short, and he's kind of hunchback, so he has to crane his neck to look up at you.
Good. I make it as inconvenient for him as possible.
You can just you can leave it on the table there. On he just points at it. The table right there. You could just leave
Do you remember me the last time I was here, Featherman?
I'm a Nagpa, not Featherman, not bird person either, mind you. Nagpa, but yes, I remember you. It was not that long ago.
Yes, and did I look the way I look now when you last saw me, Featherman?
He kind of squints his eyes and bobs his head back and forth. No, not quite. Not quite the same.
This was the result of dealing with the eyeball that we had to gouge out. I believe that there is more to be owed than the payment for this. And I shake the stuff we were supposed to give him.
Right, well, I did promise that if you brought it back to me, I could help brew whatever you needed, so just say the word. But I will need you to put that down, though, because I will need that to brew stuff for you. It's very, very breakable.
Very, very breakable. And I'm going to shake it again.
Oh, don't do that. No, let's not do that. The very breakable would hate to make the whole errand moot. Yes?
The errand was more than moot.
Well, no, not really, because that's my stuff, right? He looks at the other three. That's my stuff, right?
Yeah, that's your stuff.
So it sounds like a success, maybe a bit of a harsher errand than I expected, but I didn't know what you were going after. I just said to look into the thief. I didn't know who stole it. I'm very sorry that you came across a fierce eyeball.
I'm going to look him in the eyes again. Did you know of this creature? And I'm trying to
Still
intimidate the. I'm trying to intimidate the eye.
Creature we're talking about.
The eyeball, the one that floats.
It's a beholder that we encountered downstairs.
No, I didn't know about a beholder. I told you, I don't know who stole my stuff. You're saying a beholder stole it? You'd think I would have noticed a large creature like that sneaking in. Please don't
These
touch
scars
anything.
I bear are deep.
Please don't touch anything.
These scars I bear are
breakable,
deep.
potentially dangerous things in here. Please, hands off.
Is he focusing on Sarisa?
Yeah, he's looking at Sarisa.
I grab him by the scruff and almost pull him across the counter.
What scruff?
His shirt.
He's
his shirt or whatever.
He's wearing
I grab him and I yank him, and I'm like nose to nose with him. I'm glowering at him.
Please put me down. I don't mean any harm. I don't know why you're doing this to me. I really don't have any malintent toward any of you.
You will get what we retrieved for you. And you will give us more of what we ask.
Well,
I look to Sarisa, Leah, and Anthena. And I'm going to drop him. And I set the stuff down on the counter.
There's really no need for roughhousing. I already promised I would help with whatever you needed. I just told you that I would need my supplies to do so, and we've got the supplies now, so let's talk. Not use fists. Let's talk.
Can I put an arm on Kagox, or hand on Kagox's arm? And I'll message him, very quietly. Kagox, it's okay. I understand you're very frustrated, and this mission was very dangerous, and it hurt you a lot. But this guy, we need him.
I spin. I spin and look at Anthena, recognizing her trying to defuse the situation. And I linger for a long time, allowing the scarred side of my face to just kind of be more present than the rest of my profile. And I let out a frustrated grunt and I go back upstairs.
Alright, I step up to this guy. Oh, we need a
He's
sleep
kind
potion.
of like, he's rubbing his neck. He goes, big fellow's got quite a bee in his bonnet. I really didn't know what you were dealing with there. All I asked was that you look into it.
Yes, I recognize that, you recognize that, but all he feels is the pain that caused him to get all those visible burns, and so he's a little bit angry at the situation, but never mind that.
See why that anger should be directed at Creekrock?
Because we killed the thing that did it to him. There's no one else left to be mad at.
So surely all that anger's been spent, no? No more little vulture next to ring.
He's going through something, and somebody as big as that gets a big temper. So
Listen, I understand, but just also understand that if you break my neck, then I can't brew you any potions at all. And well, if you
He's
break
got
my
a
neck,
point.
then I can't brew you any potions, and thus the entire errand in which you went and got all those scars is completely worthless. So
He's got a point.
please don't hurt me anymore or break any of my things, please.
I'm in your corner, Birdfellow.
Nagpa, but I appreciate the sentiment.
You're welcome.
and Thina like puts up her hands and like I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna get you. And
He takes like a deep breath in and kind of like motions with his hands. All right. Now, sleeping potion, was it?
Yes, a strong one, strongest you can make.
How strong? Because, like, 6 feet onto the ground strong, or sleep for the whole day strong, or sleep for 17 years strong, or sleep for the hour strong. What are we talking here? I do need specifics, because these things can go very wrong without them.
Right. I mean, I think just sleep for an hour or two. That should be fine. The thing we're worried about is, I mean, no questions asked, but the person who needs to take the sleep potion is of rather large stature and
He's
constitution.
I think he's a troll. Right,
Yeah.
guys? Yeah.
Well, trolls are known for their constitutions, so not an easy task. It will have to be fairly potent. Means that whatever I give you will likely kill a person if you give it to a normal person.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
Okay,
Yes, so if
we'll
you want
write a
to
note.
avoid killing someone, make sure you don't give it to the average person.
Not planning on it. We'll be careful.
Very well. Yes, I think I can brew something like that. Shouldn't be too difficult now that I've got my tools back. He kind of pats his tool case lovingly. You know, Granny made these tools for me.
Aww. Did she?
Passed down.
Mm-hmm. Family heirloom.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Now then, as for components, I do think I actually have most of the ingredients. I don't think I'll need to send you on any more errands. It'll take me a little bit, but it should be done before the evening.
Right. Okay. So we'll just be back here to pick it up then.
Indeed, I would say as the sun goes down, I'll have it done before then.
Right. We'll be here.
Very well then, I suppose I ought to get to work.
Thank you. And Dina says, and then we'll hurriedly go back up the ladder.
Yeah, he just kind of like starts to get to work as he's kind of pulling out components. He's pulling out pots and pans from under his counter. And as you guys turn away, seriously, are you going somewhere?
He's just sitting on that chair, brother. Someone's gonna have to get
He
her.
kind of like is already started to get into his work mode, just kind of assuming everybody's going up the ladder. And then he like ducks his head back up over the counter and he goes, "Oh, you're still here. Can I help you?"
I don't know.
Oh, well, are you just going to watch me brew the potion?
I guess so.
Oh, you don't want to go with your friends who are they've already started to climb the ladder. They're already leaving.
Oh.
She stands up.
You're right, Birdman. You're very intelligent. You know that? You're very
But
you're
I
very
do
smart.
appreciate the compliment.
But of course. You're very, very smart.
Thank you very kindly. I wouldn't object to company, just to be specific. It might be nice to have somebody to talk to, but I just was wondering that your friends seem like they're leaving and you seem a little bit, never mind.
Oh, yeah, I should probably follow and, keep them, out of trouble. That's what I should do. You're very smart, Birdman.
Nightbird, but again, thank you.
And she kind of trips a little bit.
Yes.
Do watch your steps. Some of those cobblestones were a little loose.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you all again for retrieving my equipment. I
You're
really am
very
grateful.
welcome. Yes, and may fortune smile upon you, bird fellow. Bye-bye.
She's gonna struggle up these stairs, guys.
Oh god!
Ladder. Is it a ladder or stairs?
It's a ladder.
Do I have to roll to see if Sarisa makes it up there in one piece?
Yeah, you can if you want. You can athletics with disadvantage.
Yeah. All right. It's not looking too good, guys.
So you just you take one step up onto the first rung, and your foot just misses it, and then you step up with the other foot, and your foot just misses it. So you're just raising and lowering your left and right feet over and over again. And Kreekok kind of stands there and watches you for a sec, and then sort of bustles over to you and goes, "Oh, do you need some assistance?"
I think I'm too drunk, Birdman. I think I am. I think yes. I need help.
I suppose I could help then.
Oh, you're so kind, Birdman. Thank you.
Safe duo.
He just he tries to just push you up as you start to climb with his walking stick. And then seeing that that's definitely not gonna work, he goes, "Oh, well, I suppose," and then he kind of waves his walking stick in a little circle for a second and summons a very large mage hand.
Oh.
Which he uses to kind of brace your back as you step up.
Nice
There you go.
teamwork. Let's.
Step by step.
Thank you, Birdman. You're very kind.
Very well. Good luck with are you poisoned? Is that what's wrong with you?
I'm very drunk, but shh, don't tell the others.
Oh,
I don't.
I have a tonic to get rid of that if you want.
Okay.
He kind of helps you back down off the ladder. Then he hurries over. And he bends down and he kind of disappears from your sight for a few seconds. And you hear just pots being thrown across the room. And
Guys, I have a good feeling about this.
He stands back up and he
Great.
hurries over to you and he offers you a little glass vial with a cork stopper. Here you are.
Oh,
Bottoms up.
why? Thank you.
She struggles with the cork a little bit before a little pop. And tilts her head back and just downs that sucker.
Yeah, it tastes sort of a very bitter coffee flavor. And for a
Ooh.
moment, just kind of all of your senses are at a 12 out of 10. You're just sort of all over the place. And then as it kind of fades, you just feel very, very locked in. You are hyper focused.
She kind of holds that potion. She's like,
Okay. Okay, I don't think I'm drunk anymore. Thank you, Creek Rock.
Happy to help. And then he actually holds out another little sort of a little wooden case. If you imagine how we would package cream in a little twist off thing, but it's made of wood. And he holds that out to you. And he says, I found this when I was hunting around as well. For the big fellow, it's a balm for burns.
Oh, yep, for the burns.
If they hurt him, give him that.
Oh, thank you, Creek Rock. I'll let him know it's from you. I'm sure he'll.
Don't have to mention it's from me if you don't want to.
No, I think you'll help him calm down and assure him that you really don't mean any harm. Thank you.
Now then, suppose you ought to be on your way and I ought to get brewing. Thanks for the visit.
Indeed. And yes, and thank you. Thank you very much. And sorry for the trouble.
And thanks again for recovering my supplies.
Of course, and may Fortuna smile upon you. And a very embarrassed Sarisa will scamper up the stairs with that little case.
So unless anybody wants to do anything in Marlborough Magic, I can bring you outside.
Sounds good.
No.
Nah, works.
Very well. Then you head outside. I imagine Kagox is by the water. Sarisa leaves a little after you, Anthena and Leah.
Y'all just left her in that basement.
Teresa had it. She was
Swapped it
fine.
out.
She
She's
was fine.
We weren't gonna leave the premises without her, but she made it.
Poor thing couldn't get up the stairs. SMH.
She wanted 2 glasses.
She wanted 3.
You wanted 3.
That's right.
Be thankful I gave her the light stuff.
Dude, she'd be gone.
She'd probably be dead.
Nah.
Right, so you all make your way out. And what do you do next?
Well, I was typing it, but there we go.
The more rocks that Anthena hands Kagox, he like does that little half toss that you do to test the weight of the rock, and I'm throwing it as hard and as far as I can.
Does it skip?
No, it's more for distance. It's not like skipping rocks. I'm throwing them, hoping that I don't see them.
I mean,
I'm trying to get them as far away from me as possible.
I will say this is a canal. There is an other side to this. So if you're
Okay.
going for distance, you might just be throwing them at people who are on the other side of the canal. But if you want to specify that you're aiming to hit the water, then that's fine. But I'm saying this is a
I'm
canal
aiming
with
for
an
the
opposite
water.
end.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was just sea. I'm still throwing rocks. I'm throwing rocks hitting the water. Probably aiming for the other side of the canal. I want to hear the impact. I want to hear the impact of stone on stone, so I'm hitting the other end of the canal.
Fair enough. Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard. It's not that wide of a canal, so I think you'd be able to do that without even making any rolls.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Every rock I'm given, I'm trying to make a louder impact, regardless of the size of the stone.
Very well. Then after a short amount of time, you're all back. Sarisa comes out of the magic shop after everybody, and those of you who look at her notice that she looks very perked up. She's hyper focused. She's locked in.
Locked in.
Does locked in Sarisa scamper, I wonder?
Ooh, that's a good
Locked in
question.
Cerisa strides purpose.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a different S verb. It's a different
that's
S
right.
verb.
Stride. She strides in and says,
Okay, I'm good now. So we're breaking into somewhere else.
she kind of lowers her voice a little bit.
And
She decides that she will mention the what was it? It was cream? Oh,
Yeah,
balm.
it's a bomb, yeah.
Balm. Okay. She'll mention the balm later when Kgox does not have rocks in his hand. Maybe she'll lean towards Leah and say,
okay, I totally wasn't drunk. Just wanna. Yep, I was totally not drunk. Good news
Yep.
is Creekrock gave me some balm just in case Kgox's wounds are ailing him in any way.
Well, maybe he would enjoy it if you offered it to him. Perhaps he's feeling physical pain on top of emotional.
she kind of like watches him hucking rocks. It's like,
Do you think now is a good time?
I mean, it would show that you care.
It's true, but I just don't know if Kgox needs a minute. He did almost snap Creekrock's neck, I think.
True.
Yes.
True.
Yes. So,
Perhaps you give it to him this evening instead, when he's preparing to go to bed.
yeah, I think that would be a good time to tell him about this stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I don't bite anybody. I just want that to be clear. I don't.
No, but I'm very wounded, Teresa. You hissed at me and you were going to bite me. It's all very,
No,
very sad. I'm very sad.
I didn't say that. I didn't say I was gonna bite anyone. I don't do that. I am a grown lady, and I don't bite people.
Yes, but what if we needed you to bite him?
Then it'd be a very painful bite. And it could be poisonous. You never know.
Good? You're not sure? You're not positive?
Well, yeah. I got poison. Well, technically it's a poison spray, but I mean, it could still be poisonous. Just saying, it could.
Yeah, like for context, like if you bit someone, it'd be venomous as well.
yeah, there we go. Would it be poisonous all the time? No, right? She could have control over that, right?
I mean,
Do
it's
you
not
have
like
like retractable like cobra fangs? Is that what you're saying that you have? Because a normal bite would be okay, but if you extend those fangs, it's probably, I don't know.
I thought it was like
so mechanically, the poison aspect of the UNT is just like a spell that they're given, right? It's the poison spit.
okay.
So that's why I say that you're technically spitting poison, which would imply a semblance of control over it, right? So I would say that if you're biting something, you would have that same amount of control. I just like, because you are a snake, I like to allow UNT players to also bite with poisonous effects, because why wouldn't they, right? So, but I think it's perfectly controllable since you can actively, purposefully spit it, right? And you're not like injecting venom into all of the pieces of food that you eat. So I think that I think it's perfectly reasonable that you could decide to have a venomous bite versus a non-venomous bite.
Let's go. So she could have a venomous bite.
But yeah, don't ask me to spit any poison. I'll be upset. But anyway, it's gross. I only use it as a kind of I don't use it actually, because I'm a lady. So I kind of remember what happened. Not that I was drunk or anything. What are we doing next?
Well, you all mull it over and realize that you do actually have some time, as you need to wait for the sun to go down to snag the potion from Creek Rock and leave it for poetry to grab. So you have some time to fill with whatever you wish. Though we are sort of bumping up against the edge of the session, we can discuss it though now, so that we can have a plan for next time, and the DM can prepare things.
I thought it was already. Everything was already
No,
prepared.
it already.
Yeah, I was gonna say magically prep everything.
But sometimes when you guys discuss something, it gives me more ideas, so I like to know.
Yeah, I'm just Josh.
Gives me an idea of what to
Every-
focus on when I think about it for a week.
I gotta go to
Fair.
the bathroom. Right back. Real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Um,
let me check our list of
go-
side quests.
we could go to Mist Haven, Steam House,
Yeah.
relax a little bit.
Oh,
Like I
and
think
find out-
maybe relaxing is good, but also we can scope it out for
Cinderstone.
Cinderstones.
Yeah, I agree with that. We are currently undertaking the death of a Corsair, working on that. Spicing things up is complete.
Yeah, I should mark that as complete for you guys.
Contract is we'll figure it out.
Working on it.
Valeria, we'll get it. We do also need to get into the shipping and handling. But I think maybe one heist a day is good.
It's enough heist, yeah.
Fair.
Inspections is done.
Mhm.
Yeah. More things vaguely related to the Abbey, which I really don't want to go back to until we have a way to help them, because I feel bad. Yes. Yeah. And we have that woman trapped in an artifact in our attic, but we're working on that too. Okay, I agree. Bathhouse for Cinderstone, maybe, and just chilling. We'll
Yes.
embark on the next heist tomorrow. Well, after we complete our midnight one tonight.
Very well. Yeah, so Misthaven Bathhouse to relax plus poke around for information on Cinderstones. And then picking up potion from Creek Rock, delivering that to Poetry, and then just presumably waiting for the go-ahead when they close up.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Sounds like a plan to me. I don't think... I know Rika ran to the bathroom, but I don't think she would disagree.
That's so bad.
As long as we tell her the plan when she gets back, she'll be okay with
Yes.
it, I'm
of
sure.
course. But yeah, we are sort of at that time, so we can call the session here because it's a good opportunity before we launch into another hour of something else. It's a good opportunity to wrap up. We can wait for Rika before we wrap up. We're not in any rush. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff that you guys had to do. I'll find a way to mark these as complete.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. We were discussing what's potentially to do next session because it's kind of getting to the end of this session, and the party was discussing that you guys wanted to go to Misthaven anyway to ask about Cinderstones at the bathhouse.
Oh. Okay.
So they were saying since you guys have to kill a few hours before Creek Rock finishes potion, and then you drop it off to Poetry and do that little caper.
Ooh.
That you would kill the time at the bathhouse and ask around there.
Nice. Sarisa does need a bath after being drenched in salt water.
This is true.
True.
Gotta get that
So,
out of her hair.
unless you have
Yep.
anything else to add to that plan. Rico?
I'm thinking. I don't think so. We got the sleep potion thing all situated.
Mm-hmm.
Not off the top of my head I can think of anything that needs taken care of. I'm pretty set with that bathhouse plan.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. All right, so we can leave the session here because it's a good time to stop. Good stopping point.
Yeah.
And we'll pick up for the caper next time.
Mm.
So let's head over here, shall we?
I sense a combat encounter incoming, guys. What do you think?
That's
I
up to
hope
you
not.
guys. How good's your stealth?
As we determined, not good.
But don't worry, I remembered. I'm like basically the rogue of the party.
Nothing to
But
fight
you
if
have
nobody knows
disadvantage
you're
on
there.
stealth.
What? What was that? Ah, we got it.
We got it. I mean, but pass without a trace is great, but like if somebody's looking at you, that's not gonna make them not see you.
Yeah, just don't
That's
get
true.
just
That's
don't get
true.
looked
It
at.
doesn't help a ton if they
Don't get
already know
looked
you're there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't get spotted.
I'm confident that I have charming abilities.
You don't have the biggest appetite.
It's all right because that potion that Creek Rock gave Sarisa, she's locked in for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
So-
go.
What does that mean?
you drank a potion that a strange vulture man gave you, and he gave you something pretty potent. So you're locked in. We'll see how that resolves itself later.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Dearest Creekrock wouldn't steer us wrong. I feel like it's gonna be to our benefit.
Yeah, you got the bird boy buff.
Oh, the bird boy.
Aw, see, it'll be fine. Whatever side effects this potion will have, or whatever it actually does, will be fine.
Thanks, Creekrock.
But as we look ahead to next week, does anything interfere? 'Cause
I don't
know
I'm
if there's
good.
like Easter stuff or whatever.
Actually, yeah, let me check. I think I'm fine. I just have to make sure that my train gets in at an hour that works, but I will get back to you all on that. That's
Yeah, I
not
feel like I'll be
important.
fine. You never know, but if something was gonna change, I'll let you know. Like at least
I'll
by
be in contact.
Monday. So,
Yeah.
but I think it should be okay. So we'll pencil it in as a tentative yes. Obviously, if things change, then we make different plans. But that's just the way it always goes. Alrighty, well, we can leave this session here. It's a good session. I had a good time. Always have a good time.
Good stuff.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, players, for playing. And chat for tuning in. It's always a good time with this gang.
Yeah.
And thank you again. At the beginning of the stream, we got a lot of gifted subs from Bluefin, so thank you kindly for that, Blue.
Thank you,
and
Blue.
we got another resub too. Was it you, Liv? Did you resub?
Yes.
Okay, well thank you,
That
Liv, for
was
resubbing
me.
as well.
Look
For
at the
some
month
reason-
count. I just
some
want
reason
everybody to look at the
It
month
didn't
count.
pop up on my mini feed, so I don't know.
Yeah, everybody look at the month count. Just admire it. Take a look.
38, pretty good.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah,
Crazy shit.
Some of you guys have a pretty high month count. It's very impressive. I'm very grateful. So thank you all for that. Thanks chat for tuning in and keeping us company. It's always fun to have chat here, having a good time alongside us. So that's all for tonight. and we will call it a night here. So, we'll see you guys. Actually, as far as streams for this week, I'm not entirely sure. Probably Thursday, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna probably wake up and see how I feel, and we'll decide purely on a whim what I stream on Thursday. Maybe map making if there's something that I think I want to work on. That's where I'm leaning towards, but you never know. Whim might take me in an entirely different direction. And who am I as a divination mage if I don't follow the stars? Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Let's raise somebody. Let's send everybody to Ripley. She's working on live 2D models, and I imagine anybody who's familiar with our little tiger here knows that that's quite an effort. So let's go cheer her on. So once again, thank you everybody for watching, keeping us company here on our cozy D&D night, and I hope you guys all have a good night. Thank you for watching. Go say hello to Ripley. Be kind. Be polite. I don't need to tell you guys that. I know you are, but I still have to say it anyway. Anyways, / tucks you in / kisses your forehead. Good night.